The weather's come in and it looks like it's set in for a little while, so this is going to be very much a body over the ball, get the ball forward. As we know, territory becomes a massive part of today's game, so getting the ball forward, and we'll see whether the bigger bodies of Maffra will hold up against some of the lighter bodies of the Tigers.
Special comments this afternoon is Nick Boxer-Lacino. All thanks to Carpet Country, helping dreams become a reality since 1981. Boxer, good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Scott and team and listeners. Yeah, it's a bit of a wet afternoon here, not what we really wanted, but yeah, I think I'll have to tend to agree slightly there with Timmy. Those tough bodies over the ball will be the key part of the game today.
Paul Carter for Traralgon Mazda. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Darryl. Actually, Morwell had a bit of success here even during Maffra's glory years, but they came here in those games not expecting it. Today, I think the expectation is on Morwell to actually perform, so we're interested to see how they come up with it with that expectation on their backs.
Well, the first quarter's about to get underway, all thanks to Virtue Homes. Conditions are tough in the commentary box. We've had a late little move around shuffle in the box. We're looking through a small window. The rain is on the front window and it's hard to see, but we'll do our very best as the umpire will get this round 5 clash underway. The two ruckmen will be Kieran Jones and Dan Musil for the Tigers. Cars on whack at the moment in the middle, and the first tap will go to, I'll give it to Jones. Bailey had it and then just sunk down to the ground and looked for a secondary stoppage.
Taylor Rotherall's gone to Bedgegood for Maffra. For Morwell, I should say. It's Maffra. Jeebus, Nicky.
They go again. This time Musil tapped it down. Butcher was there, left it behind. Little soccer off the ground on that occasion was from Galea. Goes to sort of half forward. Cade Renoy's been in super form so far. Squeezed a handball out to a teammate. Monk was there, couldn't handle it cleanly. Galea tried to come through. Cars on the bottom of most packs. He eventually had the footy too. We'll do our very best, Paul Carter, to let you know that there's 2 Cars and 2 Baileys out there, and we'll try and distinguish who's who. Jones taps it down. Bailey, though, that was Boyd. Handball's out. Comes the other direction there with the long sleeves on. Looks to be Gray. Kick out now from Maffra. Clears to Sam Walsh for the Tigers at the wing.
Walsh will look to reload out onto the far wing, and it ends up with Max Linton. Gives a handball back off to Walsh. Looking to go inboard. He ends up going outboard there to Zach Anderson. Delivers the ball forward, and Cody McDonald takes it on his chest, looking to go quickly if he can. Held up, everyone's back in there, logs the ball inside 50 to the leading player there, and a great mark there taken there by Brandon Bailey.
It's Brandon McDonald at the back there. Sorry guys, I'll give you a hand with it. That's beat back at the moment.
Thank you. Thank you. McDonald, far pocket there. We'll have the first shot on goal to come in from all. He swings round from about 45, launches the ball forward. It's got the distance on there, the accuracy. No, it's punched on ball through for a rush behind, and the first score of the day.
First score on the Virtue Homes scoreboard comes at the 1 minute 45 second mark. Morwell 1 behind 1 point.
So we've got 2 Cars, 2 McDonalds as well, and 2 Baileys.
just make life easier for it.
Going with that one.
So it looks to be Adams for Maffra, as he usually does. Kicks it into this near side of the ground. Jones is the target. Flying out there was Reed. Front spot there. Kick around the body was from Monk. Gets to the wing. Anderson's there. Butcher comes in hard with a strong tackle. Brown squeezed a handball out the back to Walsh. Walsh has got a little bit of time. Handball's inboard to Musil. Musil's kick into the middle of the ground. Going to find Hearn. It does. He can handball on to Cooling if he wants. No. He's in the end. Going to kick to Cooling. And he can mark on his chest. Too far out to score. Should turn and go and get inside forward 50. Runs to about the top of the 50, delivers to Brandel, who slips over. Ball comes to ground, gets out there, is slung around in a tackle, and it'll be a free kick to the Tigers over the shoulder.
Yeah, he's caught a sling tackle there, Scott. It looks like McCauley's got the free kick there for Morwell. Yeah, it is. I think it is McCauley. But it is tough conditions out there for the listeners.
Might even be Quigley, I reckon. I think
it is fine. It is
so
Quigley.
Aidan Quigley for the Tigers on a tough angle.
And he's got the wind that's going to come across his right shoulder there, Scud, as he comes on in. Maffra has certainly got plenty of players back on the line, looking for this to potentially drop short. Crosses the 50, comes on in, on the right boot towards goal. It's going to stay narrow, and we'll be through for another behind.
The score goes up to 2 behinds, 2 points. 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Virtue Homes scoreboard. Those 2 behinds to Morwell.
So again, it will be Adams from Maffra. Kicks to the near side again. Jones again the target. Does complete the mark. The umpire said play on. Carr will kick around his body. It was Ed. Bailey was there. That's Brandon. Had a fresh area. That's holding the footy. And Lockie Allman, I think it is, has the free kick for the Eagles. Quickly plays onto the wing area. Cade Renoy's ran on. Got to get around a tackler in Walsh. He does. Handballs over the top looking for Pollard. Couldn't get it. Swooping on it now was Linton, who just tapped it. Professionally done. And he won the free kick. It was Galea in the end. He got it out wide towards Cooling at ground level with Thatcher. Shuffles it out the back now by hand to Walsh. His little chip kick over the top to McDonald. That's Cody. Drops the mark on his chest. Gathers well nicely. Handballs back to Cooling. Right foot kick was partially smothered. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Far side of the ground. 2-point margin to the Tigers. 4.5 minutes in for round 5 of the Alinta Energy Gippsland League.
As we expected, tough, hard contest early on in this game. Bodies flying around everywhere, and Morwell have been taking care of the territory. Jones gets the ruck tap out. McDonald tried to tap it forward, wasn't able to get anywhere. Ball comes to ground. As Galea put his head over the ball, wasn't able to hurry kick forward, ends up back into the middle of the ground there. It's up with Brandon. Bailey got the tap on, cleverly done.
Oh.
It's up in the hands of Zach Anderson. Turnover there though through Maffra, ends up with the car. Alex Carr, if he can just pick it up, he can't. He kicks it off the ground, went nowhere. Quick handball here from Morwell to release as they can, as they come out from their back 50 onto the far wing. One-on-one contest there between the two of them. Unable to take the mark there was Brunt.
Free kick.
Free kick there ends up here going to Morwell, and that'll be Aidan Quigley. He'll take the ball on true centre wing, grandstand side.
5.5 minutes gone. Kick towards Brandon McAuliffe. Gathers it close to the boundary line. Can it stay in the field of play? Might be touched. The umpire said no. Out of bounds on the full. And the free kick will go Reed's way for the Eagles.
Some good early signs there too for Moore, with Quigley getting his hands on the ball early. Just wants to carry on with that form for the afternoon. It'd be great.
Reed kicks along the wing area. Thatcher the target. Cooling got a hand on it. Couldn't complete the mark. Ball goes over for a boundary throw-in. Right in front of us. Tough conditions, rain driving down. Just an annoyance at the moment. It's not heavy, but it's certainly going to cause some troubles.
Scott, I'll go around the grounds quickly for Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland in the AFL. This will be a great afternoon if this can continue.
Yeah.
It's the Eagles 3-3-21. They lead the Tigers 1-2-8. What a no. It might be miserable. It might be miserable outside, but it'll be miserable in here if those scores continue.
You will end up.
He is on fire today, Boxer.
These windows are open for a reason. You'll be out one of them in a moment. Tap down by Jones. Kick off the ground there from Monk. Walsh just left it behind. Here's big Johnny Butcher. Couldn't get the handball away cleanly. Head over the football. Cooling. Tried to tackle again. Squeezed a handball out the back on that occasion. Was challenged. Another handball out from Killer and goes back to Butcher, who drives it back inside forward 50. John's there, out the back. Geeshan's going to have a fresh air. He socked it off the ground. Butcher stood up in the tackle, and then he's been called for holding the ball. I think there was a high fend off.
There was a high fend off as well.
Yep. He got his boot to it in the end, but
Zach Anderson won the free kick.
Anderson from the back pocket will look to transfer play to the far side.
Walsh has had plenty of it early.
Absolutely, he has. He delivers the ball out there on the far side to Galea. He swings
5 to Walsh.
Straight away, his kick was a hurry kick, ends up with nowhere. Maffra unable to pick the ball up, ends up in the hands there of Morwell, who are able to send the ball forward out to a far wing to a contest. 3, 4, 5 players are looking at. Someone's just got to get their hands on it. Kick forward, ends up going into a one-on-one contest there with we've got there in Aidan Quigley, who's again on the ball there, and it's looked to kick the ball forward into a forward there. Brandon Bailey runs onto the ball, unable to pick it up. Snapped over his shoulder, was smothered well there by Maffra, and they take the relieving kick out to the far wing contest. Cody McDonald's going to be first to the ball.
Clean
kick, wasn't able to find his target though. Slipped over there was Carr, but his ball was out to Bailey. Butcher got a handball out. Relieving kick comes out towards Gieshan, and they'll go into one-on-one contest, and they'll knock it over. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
The pretty footy's not going to be here this afternoon. We're just going to be really critical of that too. So I don't want them to see overusing the ball, or make sure they get their ball inside 50. Just keep repeat entries inside, and you're eventually going to score.
Yes, absolutely, Boxer. Very well said for Carper Country this afternoon, helping dreams become a reality since 1981. Tap down, Carr at pace on that occasion was Ed Carr. Couldn't take it with him. Handball out from Galea to McDonald was good. The advantage was paid, although the Tigers have stopped and the Eagles were able to take the mark. The uncontested, is it Brunt back there? It is Benny Brunt. And he drives his left foot in it back down towards the wing area. Jones got underneath it, and Dan Musil took the uncontested mark in the end. Handball's off to Cooling. Cooling kicks inboard towards Brandle, gets towards Quigley, who presents as well. Knocked over to the ground there, and that okay was Sam Robbins. Squeezed a handball out, though, to Alex Carr. He ducks his head and then gives the footy back to Brandon Bailey. Brandon Bailey drives it inside forward 50 to McDonald. Couldn't quite get there. The breeze may have just held it up a fraction as well. Strong tackle there from Campbell. Inside the Tigers forward 50. We've got a stoppage.
They're forcing the error, Maul. They are. They're forcing the error, so they're really making Maffra think about what they're going to do with the pill, but they're just not damaging him inside 50.
Ruck contest was taken out there. Brandle got the tap out. Relieving kick comes out of the back line there from Maffra, ends up into the hands of Kaloran. He dropped the mark, was able to get his handball out there.
Stobie it was.
Stobie, and he's found out with Bedgegood out on the far wing.
It is tough.
It is tough. Look at the tired bodies already. Bedgegood, he's waving his hand, trying to find some guys to get forward. He had to hold it up, and he ends up going inboard to Stobie. He comes back inboard again to a one-on-one contest. Good hands in there from Hearn. Picked up there by McFarlane, it was. Inside to Cody McDonald. He's had plenty of it already early too. His kick comes far to the far wing there. Unable to take the mark was Anderson. Walsh, handball back to Anderson. Anderson on the left foot. McFarlane's worked from one wing to the other. If he can pick it up, they'll be out. He can't. And great work there. Maffra by Lauren. He's able to get his handball out, and he does. Quick kick forward. Back into the middle of the ground. Ends up there with Robbins. Alex Carr look to reload.
Got numbers.
They have. Goes out to the far wing to Stobie. Stobie delivers ball inside. Bedgegood, good body contest. Unable to take the mark with one. Galea with the relieving kick out of his forward line, but it's going to be reloaded again through Renoy.
Nicely done.
Well hit up there through Ed Carr. And Ed Carr's just going to slow down, and he'll walk back and look to take his kick from about 45 metres out to try and get Maffra's first score of the day.
Has Ed Carr got the foot for this one? We've got Adrian McGill in the box here today too.
Royalty.
There's royalty.
Quick handballs off to Adams. He didn't have the chance to answer that question because he handballed it off. Whack gave a handball out to Brandler. Kicks down the wing. He can find Oddie on the far side of the ground. Gives a handball back to Brandler, who ran on. Another one to Whack. The Tigers are running in waves, but they just left that one behind. Now Maffra coming with a little bit of support. Nice little tap forward there. Was from by Adams. Got to the wing area where Renoy just socketed off the ground. Walsh is back there, and he's been very busy so far. Some key stat winners thanks to Traralgon Mazda.
Sam Walsh, 6 disposals so far. Cody McDonald, 4. We've got 3 to Alex Carr and Ed Carr, and 4 to Cade Renoy.
The Mazda BT50 built so you can do ute. Stoppage on the far side of the ground, and we're going to do it again.
You know when they say you shouldn't squawk too quick, Scud man? In the other AFL game this afternoon down at GMHBA Stadium, it's the Crows 2-3-15. They lead the Cats 1-2-8.
Go the Crows. From the stoppage, no one really clean on that far side. We're going to have another stoppage here. And I'll tell you what, Boxer, just with Maffra, Cade Renoy would just about be, he'd definitely be leading Maffra's best, but would be going close to the league, I reckon. He's had a super season so far.
You know what was scary? I actually thought of that as well. And you just say that.
That is scary.
It is scary.
Very scary. Still a contest out on that. Still a contest out on that far wing. There's about 10 players all around it. We'll have another ball up. We've ticked over 12 minutes here in this first quarter. The rain is starting to ease. I don't want to go too early with it, Scud, but it certainly let up a little bit there.
First quarter for Virtue Homes.
Jones got the tap down to a contest. Wax trying to get it out. No, he needs to knock the ball out. Carr was over the top of him. Ball comes out, ends up in the hands of Bailey. He's looking to go inboard. Dumps the kick long down the line. Maffra got the numbers out there, and a good mark is out there taken by Brunt. Brunt with a little chip kick over the top, went nowhere. There's that man Renoy. He got his handball off, and that ends up with James Reid. He goes long down the line to a contest, and seen over the line there by the Morwell players, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Both sides are getting picked off with their little kicks. Their little chip kick's not really working at the minute too, so they've just got to reassess once they've won possession. I know the idea to get it to Renoy and get him to run was the idea, but the kick wasn't there, so just got to think about the use of their ball at the moment.
Well, we've had no Zambrero goal at A contenders as yet. We've travelled 13 minutes into this first quarter. No goals have been scored this afternoon. Just the 2 points in favour of the Tigers. Boundary umpire now gets us back underway. It clears the 2 ruckmen. Carr was strong with his physical work, allowed Pollard to come in. A quick kick there from Challenge as well. Now out the back was Galea, gave a handball out to Walsh. Right foot kick is towards Quigley and can't complete the mark. Keeping the feet was the defender for the Eagles out there A bit hard to see on the far side of the ground as we get another boundary throw in.
We see Josh Galea playing out of position this afternoon as well. Normally a forward, renowned forward. He's playing on a back pocket, in a back pocket against Winnie Geishan at the minute.
I reckon he can be a little bit versatile as well.
It's good.
From that stoppage, Pollard barrels it inside forward 50. Bedggood's the target. Socket off the ground. Two Maffra guys nearly kicked each other. It was Monk in the end, close to the boundary line. Kept it in the field of play. Geishan will close them, cause a bit of pressure. And the Eagles will take that stoppage inside their forward 50. Another boundary throw-in.
A quick little insight, dude. Standing behind you two guys calling it the way you have, and got little Timmy with his binoculars. Looks like father and son. At the footy.
Expert comments from...
Yeah, because you look like you're 6 years old, Timmy.
Musil got the tap down, but his throw's been called.
Actually, most 6-year-olds are taller than you. But anyway...
And we're going to have a free kick. Maffra are going to have a shot on goal here.
Why don't we use Harlow's ruler?
Oh, here we go.
30-centimetre ruler, and it's still too big.
Monk's going to take the...
I didn't to use it 4 times.
And look to get Maffra's first score of the day. Comes in. He'll kick from about 30 metres. Slight angle. Good-looking kick at goal. Goal umpire. Straight across his head. And there's our first goal of the day to the Maffra Eagles.
Looks a good little finish there as well. And, yeah, once you get that ball inside 50, those repeat entries from Maffra, they had the last 3 inside 50s. They eventually got that score that they really did need. And off to their first goal of the afternoon.
And on the Virtue Homes scoreboard, it takes Maffra into the lead. 15-minute mark is our first goal of the match. And it's 1 goal straight, 6 to Maffra. Morwell 2 behinds, 2 points.
Oh, I think I've lost my... Oh, no, my throne's still there. I was just wondering...
We've moved it over, mate. Don't worry.
We moved your throne.
We moved it.
All right.
So now Wack takes a ruck dues, but Jones easily done. Tapped it straight down to Butcher. They get to centre-half forward. Ullman was there. So was Kaloran. Jones decided to kick it off the ground. Lucky Ullman out there. Won it. Squeezed a handle out the back to Robbins. He's got a little bit of space now, and he drives it back towards Butcher. Inside forward 50. Hearn with the spoil. Monk with a kick around the body was smothered. Hearn has to fight 2 against 1. Now the Tigers come and help. And it's Wack who gives it out to Galea. Closing quickly is Thatcher. Galea just socketed off the ground. Allman will come one direction. McFarlane will come the other. McFarlane at ground level won the footy. Handballed it backwards to Wack, who barrelled it out. Didn't go too far because Butcher was there. A strong slinging tackle. And he might be in a little bit of strife, the Tigers there. The slinging tackle is absolutely poleaxed him. Wouldn't be surprised that he might not take any further part in the game. I'm just trying to work out who that is on the far side.
You've already killed him. He's getting up now, Scud.
Well, it was a strong tackle.
Right.
Is it Riley
Oddie?
Yep. So Oddie on the far side of the ground won the free kick for the sling tackle. The umpire's now called time.
It's good to see him back on his feet, though, with all...
Yes, absolutely.
As well, so...
He's going to look at take the free kick. It might have been a little bit more twisting and back issue than concussion boxer. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a strong tackle.
I didn't mean to go too early.
Well, Dr. Nick Rieva is more...
All right, so they went backwards by foot to Walsh. Goes out towards Hearn. He's got Galea on if he quickly moves it. He does now, and he gets to him. Who's working down the line? Cooling's on his own if he quickly hits him. He does, and he finds him on the chest, sliding down. Pushes back off the mark. Looks for someone, just going to have to go down the line. The target will be McDonald. Gets out the back. They're going to call for touch, are they? Over the boundary it goes. And we'll have a boundary throw-in. Margin sits at 4 points. We've travelled 17 minutes into this first quarter.
Inside 50s, Paul, so far?
It's 6 to Maffra and 4 to Morwell. Last 3, Maffra.
The first quarter is brought to you by Virtue Homes this afternoon. As that ball comes back into the play and Carr gets it from the stoppage.
Jones Cooling slipped over it just at the important time to pick it up. He'd look to play for it. He's going to be pinged for holding the ball. He is.
Bit rough to call.
He slipped at the wrong time. And there's Allman gets the handball off, and it ends up in the hands of Challens, who dumps the ball forward. Butcher had done some great work in there, but just wasn't able to take the mark. Anderson will take the relieving kick out wide here. Ends up in the hands of Max Linton. He'll look to dump it down the line too as we go to a contest here. 3 or 4. Cooling's got to go. He does. Up against his Maffra opponent. And again, we'll have the ball over the boundary line. True centre wing, grandstand side here with the Eagles leading by 4 points.
So boundary throw in. It will be Jones and Wack. Jones has got the extra strength that gets out the back. He quickly put ball to boot. Centre half forward it goes. Monk, big pack will form out the back. Butch has to do some ground level. That's John. Squeezed a handle out to Allman. Kicks around his body. The Tigers have got the right numbers here, and Hearn's the one. And Hearn takes the mark in his defensive 50. And the old schoolyard trick there. as Monk was on the ground and Butcher pushed him and he fell over him.
Something you would have done, Boxer, in your day.
He would have too. So Ryan Hearn has it for the Tigers. He's got called to play on. Kicks it out towards Brown direction. Does it get over the head of Butcher? No, it doesn't. The free kick will be paid to Big Johnny Butcher. He's too far out to score, but he plays on quickly. Drives it into the shallow pocket, not going to get to his target in Thatcher as Walsh takes the intercept mark and squares it out the outside to McDonald.
McDonald, he'll take the relieving kick and he finds it out there and ends up in the hands of Brandon Bailey out on the far wing there. Sam Walsh has had plenty of it in that back line. Bailey comes back across and they'll bring it back towards the grandstand side with Hearn. He's looking for a target. It's looking for Cooling, but it's a shocking kick. Ends up in the hands of Butcher. Butcher's looking to swing round. He does. He wants Bedgood to lead for him. He does. He sits it too far in his head. Hurd comes out with the big fist. Lands in the hands there. Maffra player in Robbins. Ends up being Robbins. He went through and kicked the point.
Maffra 1 goal, 1-7, lead by 5 points over Morwell. 2 behinds, 2 points. Virtue Homes scoreboard coming up to the 20-minute mark of the first quarter.
Anderson will go to the other side of the ground. Lights are on here at the showgrounds. Target out there is Tom Gray. Gets to the back there. Walsh with the handball inboard towards McFarlane. Under pressure. Good tackle from Bedgood. The Tigers have got some numbers though. Walsh again. He's been prolific this afternoon. Kicks towards Suter. Couldn't complete the mark but won himself the free kick.
11 disposals, Sam Walsh.
So Jake Suter, and that's run a half back. Looks up. Crowded across half forward. To just kicks high to a... Well, in the end, it worked out beautifully as well read. Aidan Quigley can wheel and play on quickly. It's an open forward line. It's going to get the back to McDonald and Reid. Reid with a great little spoil there for the Eagles' defence. And a little tap from Geesham, but it lands straight in the hand of the Tigers. McAuliffe's hand. His handball was smothered. And then it in the hand of Pollard, who just barrelled it outside of his defensive 50. Walsh again with another handball. Gives it to McFarlane, twisting and turning. Shallow little kick, gets through. Good pick up by Quigley. His kick inboard to Suter was good, and the mark was paid. He's 60 metres out from goal, too far. It's a crowded foil. Maffra defence have got numbers back. So he basketballs it around to the top of the 50. Still 60 metres around the top of the key. It is Timmy. Anderson's kick towards McDonald. Front and square there was Cody McDonald. At ground level. Can't see a thing. I'll open the window. Cody McDonald snaps around his body. Brandel takes the mark. Gets called to play on. Gets round one. And there's your Zambrero goal that a contender in the first quarter.
Fantastic. Yeah, I was going to say, bang, 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 bang. I wouldn't have thought, though. That's where you got me on the hop, mate. But no, it was one of those things for Morwell then, too, is those repeat entries inside 50. But what I did like better was when Aidan Quigley was putting the ball inside 50 and putting the pressure on the Maffra defence. And winning the ball on the ground level too, so they're able to work it inside 50 and be rewarded with their first goal of the afternoon.
It takes Morwell back into the lead. It's a 1 point lead to the Tigers. 21-minute mark first quarter. 1-8 Morwell to 1-7 Maffra. Virtue Homes scoreboard.
Only got the one game still for the Gippsland League around the grounds, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture in Gippsland. And it's Terralgan 4-2-26. They lead Warrigal just the 4 points.
Jones got the tap down there out of the middle, but it was McFarlane who got the ball forward. But Maffra were able to pick it up there through Butcher. He's looking to go forward. Jones leads the Shepherd, gives himself an extra 5 metres. Looking to go for John Butcher, man in front, and it was a great mark on his chest there. He's again looking for people to stream forward. He's got no one there forward. Hearn was called to play on, and Hearn stood still. Bedgood out in the far wing on the left ball was smothered. He was able to pick it back up though from 40 metres, but standing on there in that goal square all on his own is that man Sam Walsh, who's just racking them up here in the first quarter. He delivers the ball out to Anderson. Anderson will run and come down out to the halfway flank to a one-on-one contest, but well done by Cody McDonald, who was front and centre. Contest there by Suter, was tackled by Carr. Left without the ball was Bailey for the first time. The second one, though, he got it out to McDonald. On his hands and knees there was Ed Carr, unable to get anything happening. McDonald looking to get the ball through forward. Ed Carr stuck the boots in there, try and get some meterage. Nothing happened. Bailey hands out. There's players everywhere and the ball's not moving too far. Boyd Bailey head over the ball. Alex Carr comes in there, wraps him up in a strong tackle, and we're going to have a ball up there.
Well, starting to get a little bit physical. You can hear it through our effects mic. It's all happening as you'd expect, Boxer.
It is too, and I think what the Morwell bench got to really understand as well is they've just got to maybe zip it a little bit. The umpire just give them the old cold stare then too. while they were giving him a bit of a mouthful from maybe some missed free kicks they would have thought should have been given.
All right, another stoppage. Half-forward flank build-up for the Eagles. They trail by a point into this first quarter for Virtue Homes as Musil in the front spot tapped it down. Coming the other direction was Kaloran, then left the footy behind and then got tackled without the footy, and he'll win himself the free kick. So, Jet Kaloran, one of the best names in country footy, Jet. You'd love to have a name like Jet, wouldn't you? Be nearly as good as Scud. As Jet Kaloran drives his right foot into it, goes inside forward 50. Bedgood will fly 3 deep. Butch had to do the groundwork, took on the tackle, gives a handball up though. The Tigers had it. Brandon Bailey, Boyd Bailey. Take your pick. Paul Carter, they had a handball each. They kick it towards the wing area. Gets over the top. McAuliffe. Monk comes the other direction. Strong, solid, straight line footy from both Monk and McAuliffe. And we've got a boundary throw in right in front of us, right in front where the crowd builds here at Maffra. It might be wet, it might be cold, but it's winter and it's wet weather footy. Well, not quite winter, but it is a winter sport. It's a 1 point margin in this first quarter, as you'd expect. Jones tried to shepherd for young Stobie. His handball gets out to the back. Here's Benny Brunt, kicks around the body, keeps it in the field of play. Linton back with a flight and Walsh. Good commitment from all three players there, and Monk again is involved with Linton and Walsh. A good recruit has been Monk.
He's been great, Monk, as well, and I think just the commitment from both sides, just the last 5 minutes as well. Fair bit to play for here at the first in this game as well, for both sides for the year.
Jones gets a tap down to the front. Challenge is trying to pick the ball up. I think he'll be happy to see it over the boundary line. And he does it in that professional way that it can't be called insufficient intent, Scud.
Yep.
And we'll get a boundary throw in. Nearly gone 25.5 minutes in this first quarter.
Big moments for the Morwell Bowling Club. Pot and Palmer nights tonight from $5.30, only $20.
Jones got rid of Musil and then got his hands to it. Was able to gain 5 metres with it. Handball out, ends up in the hands of Anderson. He's wrapped up straight away.
Over the shoulder.
It's been called over the shoulder. And he'll take the free kick. Relieving free kick here. The Morwell will just want to take some territory this late into the first quarter. Musil. Just the defensive side of the centre square. He's going to kick the ball back to Anderson, but it goes over the top of his head. Able to pick up Bedgood's on his tail. Good pressure there by Bedgood, but the ball lands in the hand of the ball player who kicks the ball forward. And there's our quarter time siren. A tough first quarter. We just ticked over 26 minutes. We see the Tigers lead by 1 point.
Yeah, they do. 1-2-8 the Tigers lead Maffra 1-1-7. For the Virtue Homes first quarter, it's all done and dusted. We need to get to a quick break. It is a Gippsland Live on TRFM this afternoon. Great to have your company on this Saturday. It is all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. Thank you.
Well done, guys. Tough conditions. It's weird with Paul beside me. I can't do it. No offence to Paul. It just feels weird. 4-2-26. They lead Warrigal just the 4 points. Wonthaggi 4-2-26. Drew and 3 straight 18. Langatha 4-1-25. Bairnsdale 1-1-7. And Murray 3-2-20. They lead Sale just the 1 point. In the mid-Gippy, Morley's 4-2-26. Lead Tura 2-2-14. Ballara 3-2-20. They trail Foster 4-3-27. Stony Creek 5-5-35 to Hill End just the 2 points. And Yanar 4-2-26 to MDU 2-2-14.
Second quarter for McDonald's is underway, and Musil gets the first tap down. Socket off the ground by Boyd Bailey. Goes to centre half forward. Jake Suter's there, couldn't pick it up. Handball though to open space. Cade Renoy. The two half-back flankers have been good. Renoy though this occasion left it behind. James Reid was there. Picked it up off the deck and then kicked it out to no one because Brandon Bailey was able to mark on his own. Chips it inside forward 50. It's a one-on-one and it's a good little battle. Benny Brunt handballed it out, then got tackled without the footy and wins the free kick. You've got to keep your feet, don't you, Box?
They do. And these little chip kicks inside to a one-on-one in these conditions. Get it in the top of the square. Just get it inside.
Spoken like a true forward.
Yeah, get it in. I'll show you something. Look at this, mate. Have a look.
For those that missed the pre-game, Paul Carter did some beautiful stats for the boxer over his career.
So Benny Brunt was the one who kicked it out half back. Pollard at ground level, slapped it forward. It's going to come back in. Whacked over handball across now to Gallier. Drives it inside towards McDonald and Adams. Adams with a spoil. Gets out the back. Reid handballs to a teammate. There's Felsberg. Gives a handball off to Renoy. Under pressure. Good kick. It's going to get out the wide towards Stobie in a one-on-one with Tyler Brown. And Tyler Brown with a big fist finds touch.
Scud, you can start breathing a little bit now thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland. The Tigers 4-8-32, Eagles 4-4-28.
What about those Cats?
1 minute to go in the second quarter.
You want to give us a Cats update?
Yeah, I will.
Ball comes back in. Jones got their tap down. McCall couldn't hold on to it in there. Renoy, quick hands out. Taken there by Morwell, wrapped up straight away in a tackle there by Ed Carr. And we'll have a ball up 45 metres out from the Morwell goal.
Isn't it great to know that when Adrian does special comments in a couple of weeks' time, Catman as well.
Oh, goodness
so Catman as well.
We'll have three of them in there.
Yep, so 4-6-30 the Cats. They lead the Crows 2-4-16.
All right, from this stoppage, little tap forward though. Good tackle there from Felsberg. Allowed Brandon Bailey to kick under pressure, and taking the mark there was Ed Carr for the Eagles. The margin is at the moment 1 point in favour of the Tigers. Ed Carr's got it across half-back. Chips it over the top. Got his brother Alex. Finds him. Top of his defensive 50. Loves to roll and play. Squares it out to the far side of the ground. Hangs in the air just a little bit. And allowed a hand to come in from McDonald. Shelton has to work hard. McDonald kicked it off the ground. Felsberg there in the defensive area. Slipped and went to ground. Again, Jake Suter comes in. Squeezed a handball to open space. Cody McDonald was there. Head over the football. Reed put a saddle on him. No free kick was given. Play on to the umpire. Quigley works hard with Carr. At ground level, the umpire will ball it up.
Conditions seem to have got a lot tougher as well. Just with that rain that we had in that first quarter is just really starting to soften it up.
The ground certainly chopped up there inside the forward 50. Jones will go at it again. He gets the tap down. No one's able to get the clear kick away. Free kick's been paid. And it's going to go to Morwell. See what that one was for, Boxer?
No, I didn't see it. I just noticed that the Crows kicked another goal, so I was just it just took my eyes off the off it just for a minute. But it is going to McAuliffe, so if that helps you out a little bit.
No, I can see it's McAuliffe, but it was in a pack of about 6 or 8 players. So McAuliffe will have it. He'll be kicking from about 35, pretty much directly in front. And look to extend the Tigers' lead early here in the second. Ball's on its way. And goal umpire does not have to move, straight over the top of his head, and McAuliffe puts it through for the Tigers' second.
It's a great finish there too by McAuliffe, even though we don't know what the free kick was there for, but it's those chances you get inside 50 in these conditions you've got to nail, and great finish there, great confident kick as well.
And Morwell start the second quarter brightly. At the 4-minute mark of this second quarter, they have a 7-point lead over Maffra. Morwell at 2-2-14, Maffra 1-1-7. This is on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Well, you're certainly got to take your moments as they come. They might be few and far between the goals, so every opportunity must. Big moments, all thanks to the Morwell Bowling Club. Back to the middle they go. Musil and Jones. I'll give it to Jones in the end. McAuliffe from the stoppage. Barrelled it back inside forward 50. Quigley was the target. That should be a free kick to Felsberg. No, not paid. Ball stays inside the forward 50 now. And those little 50-50 ones at the moment, you just sense are going the Tigers' way in terms of free kicks. Not having any impact on the game at the moment, because it is tough in the clinches. And again, Brandel takes the ruck duties. Brunt was back there, got tackled immediately by Whack. Eventually the ball just bobbles out. McAuliffe was there as well, and a strong tackle there by Shelton.
Whack's been a bit quiet to his standards too today at the moment, Scud. Maybe it is those conditions, or just finding his feet to try and find out where he actually plays a part when the conditions are like this.
Quigley's been good, just stood up in that tackle from the stoppage, kicked around the body. McDonald left it behind. Adams was there, handballed to the voice, and that voice was Ed Carr. Nicely done, drives it back outside forward 50. Walsh had a couple to beat. McDonald gave a handball back to Cooling. Cooling handball to Walsh. Walsh's kick around his body to Cody McDonald, sat underneath it, couldn't complete the mark. Boundary throw in, far side of the ground.
Is this Brandon Bailey's first game or second game back?
Second game back.
It looks like he gives them a little bit of bite around the packs as well too, so a nice inclusion there for the Tigers.
They're playing sort of up on the wing area, across half back. There's a free kick off this stoppage.
Yeah,
I think it go in the way of Pollard.
Yeah, McAuliffe might have just said, "How's your ribs?" And
Pollard running with McAuliffe.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Looks like Pollard does have a role on any midfielder. I don't know if it's a hard one on anyone in particular, but he seems to be the man that goes to him as a negative player and around that stoppages. So, and probably that just allows the Carbors maybe to get running and Butcher and those likes, Boxer.
Yeah, might too, and it frees them up as well because they're instrumental part of their midfield too. So whatever Pollard can do, just to break that up.
Well,
What are we waving at?
Oh, no, Timmy's got a pole in his way now.
He just tried to stitch me right up. He said, "Yeah, you go," and I can't see.
Well, I'll have a crack for you until we clear the area. Jones in the front spot, tapped it straight down. There was Pollard. Squeeze comes out. Boyd Bailey had it. McCauliffe gets a handball back to Linton. He's rush kick to centre half forward. Quigley again, little tap. Ben Brunt does well. Relieves the pressure and just kicks it back out. Walsh was out there for the Tigers. Couldn't complete the mark. Now Monk goes, keeps his feet, taps it once, and then Walsh comes in to help. And then we'll have a stoppage on the far side of the ground with the Tigers lead it by 7 points in this second quarter, which is all thanks to McDonald's.
Just some North Gippy scores I didn't get through before too, Scud. TTU 4-4-28. They lead Hayfield just the one straight goal. Woodside 6-4-40. South City one straight goal.
Jones was able to win the tap down there, and the ball has ended up in the hands there of Benny Brunt. He's wrapped up in a tackle, and we'll have a ball up half forward line for the Tigers. Just ticked over 7 minutes here in this second quarter. Jones got out of that way, but then he took a fresh area and wasn't able to get boot on the ball. Suter got taken high there by Jones. I'm not sure how he did that.
And he was going to ground too, I think.
He was.
I'm not sure where the high contact was.
Ball comes inside Morwell's forward 50 again. And left all alone is Brandon McDonald. Some good work off the ball there by the Tigers forwards. Allowed McDonald to get free, and he'll have a shot on goal from about 35 out.
7 inside 50s to 0 this quarter to Moore.
McDonald comes in, and he's pushed that one to the near side. And we've got a minor score there for the Tigers.
That takes Moore to 2 goals, 3-15. 8 point lead over Maffra, 1-1-7. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 8 minutes played into the second quarter.
So Patch Adams brings it in for the Eagles. Wobbles a drop punt outside his 50. Gets spoiled there over the back, but Brunt was in the front and square spot. Gets it to the middle of the ground. Butcher did well. Just a little death tap to allowed Monk to run onto it, but Brandon Bailey was up to it. Handball out from Hearn to Walsh. Goes across the ground. Musil was out there as well. He had plenty of time to gather it and fumble it and then gather it again. Gave it to Cohen Campbell. Right foot kick in towards McDonald again. Reid with a big spoil. Renoy at ground level as well with Gray. And we'll have a boundary throw in. The inside 50s, Paul, what did you say?
8-0.
And they've only scored 1 goal 2 or 1 goal 1?
1 goal 1 out of it, yep.
So certainly the Maffra defence is holding up.
They had plenty of it in the first quarter too at the start of it, Morwell, and couldn't convert.
Lots of numbers around the contest though, isn't there, Timmy?
There certainly is. Cody McDonald was the clearest one. He gets the ball forward, and he has paid the mark. Looked like it had dropped short there. The Brandon McDonald playing in front, and he's going to go back a slightly easier shot than the last one that he had from about 15 metres out, and he'll look to put the ball through and I guess make some use of the dominance that the Tigers have had early on in this second quarter, Scud.
Absolutely, as he's directly in front, should not miss, and goes back and doesn't miss. And Brandon McDonald knows where the goals are. Boxer, and he puts them through. He's not quite as good as you, but he is good for the Tigers.
He sure does. I know he's not anywhere near it. So, no, but each time, with all seriousness, both times the ball has come inside 50 and he's marked. He's played in front. He caught Maffra flat-footed the first time and didn't get the goal, but then again now he's in front, and it's just the beauty of that skill to have, especially in these conditions, Scud.
That's now a 14-point lead to Morwell. We've played 9 minutes into the second quarter, and on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard we have the Tigers at 3-3-21, leading Maffra 1-1-7.
Now, Boxer, in a couple of weeks' time you do know that we're not here, so yes. We do have a couple of special guests coming in for special comments. Adrian Bergiel is one of those. He's in the box with us now.
He's right here with us.
Any correlation between you being a superstar forward and him coming into the box as well?
He's a superstar forward as well.
Absolutely, that's what I mean.
Absolutely.
Bedge was got the handball out to Pollard. He delivered the ball forward. Free kick's been paid there. It's a holding going to Maffra, and it will be
Thatcher, I think.
Thatcher. Thanks, Boxer. We'll wait for Bergs to give us the heads up.
I was giving you the stitch up.
You were giving me the stitch up. Wouldn't be the first time today. And Thatcher did some great body work, looking for where the ball was going to drop, and he got the free kick against his small opponent. There in Young Sauce. Comes in straight over the goal umpire's head, and a much-needed goal for Maffra with their first inside 50 of the quarter.
Just that pressure inside 50 once the ball comes in and you're one-on-one with your defender, just that pressure that puts the defender under. you know you've got him if you're in front and you've got that good positioning as well. It was a good goal there, just to bite back from the previous Morwell goal.
And that's the first inside 50, as Timmy told you there, and that gets them back to an 8-point deficit against Morwell.
Oh, yeah.
That is Maffra. Maffra are 2-1-13. Morwell 3-3-21 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Eagles hit the front.
So back to Little Butchers, taking some ruck duties, taps it down, kicked off the ground there from the Eagles, lands in the hands of Whack. He got it back towards centre-half forward. Sliding to ground was Oddie, and a strong tackle from Cade Renoy. We'll see a stoppage.
Good to see he's back on the ground after the little tackle that he had earlier in the first quarter.
Absolutely. Margin back now to 8 points. Musil tapped it down. Out the back was Carr. Musil gave a quick handle to Cody McDonald. Rushed a kick towards half forward. Kaloran comes the other direction. Couldn't quite get it cleanly. Jake Suter gave it clean one. Handballs to Tyler Brown. And now kicks it inside. Reed was there for the Eagles to run out and attack. Brunt goes to ground as well. And so does Shelton. And we'll have another stoppage. Inside forward 50 again.
The food just keeps coming in, Daryl.
These Maffra guys, I tell you what, and the ladies in the canteen, these are little dumplings now as well. How good are these? They certainly look after us. Ben Brunt from the stoppage here on back at ground level. Kicks it out. Couldn't quite complete the mark, but now working hard again was Shelton. Challenge, sorry. And we'll have another stoppage. Half forward flank right in front of us. Good news is that the rain has stopped. Allowed us to pick up the players a little bit easier. 12.5 minutes in. It's an 8-point margin to the Tigers. Kaloran there from the stoppage. Handballed inboard to Alex Carr. Got around the tackler. Squeezed a handball back to Felsberg. Now to Renoy. He can run. Get to centre-half back. He wobbles one in the middle of the ground. Thatcher is his target. Linton will close. Thatcher with a clean pickup. Handball to Johnny Butcher. He's got some space. The left foot kicks at a wobbler. There's a dust up on half-back. It goes to half-back for the Eagles. For the Tigers, sorry, and Cohen Campbell had it. Got it to the wing. Now, the umpire's played a free kick from this little dust-up that's happened here. And the free kick, and now a 50-metre penalty will go to the Tigers' way. And Tyler Brown's not happy. He's got himself free kick, and he still wants to talk.
He's taken on the Card brothers too, just quietly as well. So he's on the ground wrestling with Alex Carr. And then Ed Carr's just come in to say, listen, you can't do that with me, brother. The umpire says, yes, he can. There's 50. Let's go.
Well, he's going to be directly in front. And Tyler Brown, actually, it's going to go to Quigley in the end. I'm not sure why. Maybe it was a downfield situation. So,
well, yeah, the footy was off the play, so it's downfield.
All right, so played it. Quigley directly in front from about 20 metres out. No breeze to speak of. Heavy footy. Doesn't matter. The Tigers are up and about. They get one.
Just those small things in footy that can make a real massive difference to the swing of the game as well. And you just want to make sure Maffra just cool their heads a little bit too, and just focus back on the game here, because it can get out of their way if they don't.
4-3-27 is the Morwell score on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. They lead by 14 points at the 14-minute mark of the second quarter. Maffra 2-1-13.
I'll give you a quick score at Leongatha. It's 8-4-52, just to the 1-7. So
okay,
it might be a big afternoon down there again for the Parrots.
Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. As Timmy Sexton on Gippsland Live.
Back in the middle, Whack and Butcher. We'll give that one to Butcher, even though he'd already landed on the ground. Kicks forward there by Alex Carr to a one-on-one contest. Geishan was able to get the ball inside 50 there for Maffra, looking for Monk. He's able to pick it up, was wrapped up in a tackle, but he did get his kick away.
Well done.
And the umpire's going to pay the 7-metre mark. Stobie plays on. He's called to play on. Delivers a ball inside to the top of the square. Contest. Butcher got Richard out there. Just wasn't able to take the mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on top of the ball.
Like a rugby scum.
I was going to say,
wasn't it?
Ends up with umpire Malone coming into Buddha Malone coming into ball it up inside there.
I reckon Butcher would want that one back.
Oh, absolutely.
He had the perfect sit, didn't he?
Did all the hard work and then just didn't take it.
Yep.
Bedgegood from the front, got the tap down. Clearing kick comes out, ends up there in the hands of Tyler Brown. His kick to go forward to a one-on-one contest. Off the ground there, though, was Orish. Locked up in a tackle straight away. Ball's come out towards the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in about 50 metres around from the Maffra goal.
15 minutes travelled into the second quarter, and the margin sits for the Tigers at 14 points. Second quarter, all thanks to McDonald's. If you're hungry, head to a McCafe for a new cafe classic made the McCafe way. As this stoppage there, Butcher tapped it down. And we're going to have a secondary stoppage again. Don't forget the new quarter pounder. It's a classic for a reason. It's not new. It's been around for a very long time.
Like a quarter pounder, Scud?
Absolutely. It's available after 10:30 a.m. So that means right now. And again, we're going to have another stoppage here. You haven't missed anything out on the ground. We've had 3 in a row.
Remember back in the day when they brought out the double, it was called the AFL quarter pounder. They had 2 patties in it as well.
Don't worry about those. We get good food here as well.
Did we what?
If you want to get into McDonald's, if you're driving along the highway, make sure you pop in. Say good day to the team. There's a quick handball out from Allman back at ground level here to Pollard. Twisting turn, he gets in towards car direction. Couldn't mark it, so he just had to slap it forward. Hearn's been a good inclusion for the Tigers. He was sorely missed last week, wasn't he, Box?
He was,
this Tigers side.
Yeah, very sorely missed. And they've just tightened the clamps a little bit, the Tigers. They're not giving Maffra too much space.
And they get something from the stoppage. Big tap there from Bedgood. He has to go and do some extra groundwork again. McFarlane has a quick kick out. And in the far there is Alex Carr. Kicks around from the boundary line. Top of the square it goes. Bedgood's there. Steps around his body. And the Zambrero goal of the day, contender for Daniel Bedgood. That's what they need, the Eagles.
Yeah, nice finish there, the Enigma. And he's an Enigma. I reckon he's great. And I think the move...
Encino man he was.
He was Encino man, he was. It's okay. He hasn't had a haircut since. It's good. So, no, I think the move with Butcher to the ruck just gives them that little bit more versatility inside too. They were probably a bit tall down forward as well. So it just frees up Beggie and they go a bit smaller down in the square. So it's just allowed them to be a bit more versatile.
And that brings the margin back to 8 points. We've played 17 minutes into the second quarter, and on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, we have Morwell leading 4-3-27 to Maffra 3-1-19.
Alex Carr's kick from the boundary line was a good one. Top of the square it went again.
Butcher, big tap out of the ruck there. Went for forward and then going to end up in the hands of Ed Carr. He delivers the ball back inside 50 again from Maffra. This is what they need. Clear mark without anyone around him.
Butcher.
Ended up being it is Danny Butcher. He's looking to give it off. He needs to go back and see if he can deliver it. Another goal on the trot there for the Eagles.
Too far out, maybe.
Swings round, sends the ball forward. He's going to land about 10 metres short. John Butcher going to be there, but last line of defence there was Hearn. And he takes a strong relieving mark. And I was going to say, dubious kick, but ends up in the hands of the coach in Boyd Bailey. He's going to go across the goal, so looking to go back onto a Hearn. It's made it tough for the big fella. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle straight away, and we'll have a ball up there.
Just those dangerous kicks across goals in front of place of goal. It's just
decision to switch right there. It's either got to be a shortish type of kick as opposed to that sort of 45 one. And he was under pressure as well. Bedgood now puts it back. Handball out there from Linton to Musil. Swung around after he got rid of the football, I think did Big Maxie Linton.
It's one of those things too, Scotty. You trust your foot. Boyd Bailey's got a beautiful kick. But just to do that in these conditions, it's just a risk.
Hearn gives a handball off to Walsh. And Walsh runs it out. Goes in the direction of that man in Linton. He can take the mark right in front of the can bar at Maffra. Linton kicked towards the boundary is a neat one to Brandon McDonald. And McDonald swings around quickly towards Quigley. And Quigley looks up. Quigley then chips over the top. Tom Gray's the target. He can go up and mark. So one-on-one in the forward 50. So he drives it in that direction. They peel off. Big fly. Brandler. He was 3 deep.
Scott, I watched Brandler and then just for that there was the 2 kicks that come in. He called for the ball 4 times. From Brandon McDonald, from the kick from Quigley, and now from Tom Gray. And he really wanted the ball. So 3 deep, being great mark in the conditions. Just needs to finish it off.
Well, the left footer on the near side of the ground. He's going to work this from left to right, you'd think. The Tigers do lead it by 8 points. Left footer starts. Well, it went right to left. It did the complete opposite that I said, but it still went through the middle. And Adam Brandler's hard work, as Boxer just said, pays off because he gets another goal. That's his second, becomes the first multiple goal scorer this afternoon for both sides.
Yeah, reward for effort then too for Brandler as well. So, yeah, great finish and a great mark to boot as well.
It's back to a 14-point lead. We've gone 8-14, 8-14, 8-14 since about the 5 or 6 minute mark. It's a 14-point lead to Morwell now. We've played 20 minutes into the second quarter. The Tigers on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard are 5-3-33 to Maffra 3-1-19.
I think certainly seeing with this rain stopping that it's helping the Tigers, and they've kicked 4 in this quarter as Musil gets the tap down. Ruck unable to get clear of it was Monk. But Campbell then got the handball off to Whack. He wasn't able to get anything clear out of it though. Carr comes crashing straight through the pack as he does. Unable to pick the ball up there was Cohen Campbell. Deliver the ball forward. Wedggood, great pick up. Handball across to Carr. He delivers the ball forward. Great transference of play. Johnny Butcher, he's going to handball over the top. And in running into goal is going to be Thatcher. Great movement of the ball there by the Eagles. And the quick reply that they needed, as Paul had been saying, gone from 14-8, 14-8. They've got that goal, and they'll be looking to take on another goal to get the second in a row.
It was a great best play of the day for Maffra by far. But it was the work rate of John Butcher as well. He ran from the middle of the ground straight through, down the middle of the ground, as the ball picked around into the pocket area. Got the ball inside 50. Back in the day, you probably would have had a go at the goals then too, but did the team thing, got the ball over the top. And a great reply there by the Eagles.
So Maffra have had 5 inside 50s for 3 goals this quarter. That's pretty efficient. 21-minute mark of the second quarter. It's an 8-point lead to Morwell on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 33 plays 25.
Well, it's been a good quarter. It's Gippsland live on TRFM for Harvey Norman Electrical. Back to the middle they go. And again, it's going to be scrappy in there. Carr's good. He just kicks it lateral. Nearly went backwards in the end. It's going to skid on and go towards that famous gum tree here at the Maffra Showgrounds. We'll have a boundary throw in on the far side of the ground. As we just said, 22 minutes have ticked over in the second quarter.
Scud Terrell have a 16-point lead over Warrigal, and it is an 8-point lead to Wonthaggi over Drawn at the moment.
Thanks, Boxer, for Harvey Norman Furniture Stores. Those around the ground scores keep them coming as Jones from the boundary throw-in tapped it straight down. And just taking a little bit longer to get rid of there was Monk, so he's got ping for holding the footy. And Big Dan Musil will win the free kick. Comes in board. Ryan Hearns ran on from the half-back line. He can drive it inside forward 50. McDonald's on a long searching lead. Reid will come and spoil late, but didn't quite get there in the end. And McDonald takes the chest mark.
It's probably just a bit too far out to score then, Scud, that too. But we've just noticed each time, each side have squared the ball up. They've got the ball inside 50 with that second kick.
Walsh is on his own. He is too far out to score. Now he goes short to Brandon McDonald, who takes the mark. I think he's still too far out to score. Walsh is still on. And Brandon Bailey, not McDonald. That was Brandon McDonald who kicked it to him. Couldn't kick it to himself, could he?
It's all right, Paul Carter, you'll get it.
Brandon Bailey, that's right. From about 50, rolls around 49 metres, puts it on its way. Not going to make the distance. These are the kicks I don't like. That's land about 2 metres out and allows the defence to come in and just easily put it away for a minor score. Know your limitations on days like today, Boxer.
It's that indecision. Is that just not make up your own mind?
Make
Make up your mind firstly and then give the ball off. Like BMAC probably held it up too long.
That indecision, is that what you're
That was the word I was going for.
9-point lead to Morwell. They're breaking that 8-14, 8-14 pattern. 5-4-34 Morwell, leading Maffra, who are 4-1-25. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard at the 24-minute mark of the second quarter.
Sorry there, Timmy, but Maui 12-point leaders over Sale.
Adams delivers a ball in. It's an ugly kick. It's been chopped off there, over there by Morwell in Cohen Campbell. He delivers the ball back inside. McDonald runs straight in and kicks the goal to Brandon McDonald. Turnover of play. All of Maffra was going the other way, and Morwell were able to turn over the ball and deliver another goal.
Opportunities in these conditions have to be taken, and it's a great one there by the Tigers as well, and just to be topped off by the guy who loves to kick a goal in Brandon McDonald.
McDonald's second goal takes Morwell now to a 15-point lead. We've played 24 minutes into the second quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has the Tigers at 6-4-40, leading Maffra 4-1-25.
Well, it's certainly been a difference from the first quarter where we had the 2 goals kicked, and now we've got 8 goals kicked in the second quarter. As we go back to the middle again, Jones clearly tapped it down to Carr, that's Ed, and then got slung around and dumped right in the middle of the Maffra Showgrounds and wins the free kick for a sling tackle. Carr plays on, kicks towards half forward. He's got Monk, who can find it and take the mark. Half forward flank build up for the Eagles. Monk rolls around, right foot kick. The target looks to be Bedgood. Out the back it gets. Good spoil there on that occasion was from Gallier. Comes to ground level, a little quick for there from Stobie. Was bouncing. That was going to be a miraculous goal. But on the last line was Sam Walsh for the Tigers, and they can run it out with numbers. The run and draw handball over the top to Anderson. Right foot kick to the wing area. It's got to be neat. Missed the target, though, in Suter. And the Eagles have got some numbers that go back the other way, but Renoy's handball just at the toes there of Kieran Jones and allowed the Tigers to come in and cause a stoppage.
Scudder since the start of the third quarter, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland in the AFL. Tigers 5-8-38, Eagles 4-5-29.
So Jones again, tapped it down and won it himself. Got it back to Carr. Under pressure, lost the footy. Bailey, that was Boyd, kicked it off the ground. Renoy slipped. Comes the other direction with Shelton. Tried to duck the shoulder and look for the high. The umpire said not there. And Jake Suter's strong tackle caused another stoppage. A little bit forward to centre for the Tigers as they lead it by 15 points.
26.5 minutes gone. The free kick's been paid out of that. It's gone straight to the Tigers. Bailey delivers the ball in quickly forward. 1, 2, 3 up there. Brandler was the one that stayed down. He's going to go off the ground. He went with his right foot when he should have gone with his left, Scud.
Yes.
He's a left footer and he went with his right. What was he thinking?
I don't know.
He put it through for a behind.
Takes a long time for the big mans to think.
Well, it's when when your legs don't sort of want to correspond in the way they should be going.
It's not like you when you try and get words out that they don't correspond.
Yeah.
No, it is 6-5-41 Morwell to 4-1-25 Maffra.
No worries, Papa.
Cade Renoy.
Papa Smurf.
Back pocket for the Eagles. Kicks it out wide. Quick handball from Cohen Campbell. McFarlane tried to win it and then lost it again. Head over the football. Nicely done on that occasion was from Pollard. Monk was there, twisting and turning. Got around one and then had a fresh area. That's holding the footy, I think. And it is Quigley with the free kick. Wants to wheel and go quickly. He's a right footer. He's on the wrong side. Puts it into a dangerous spot. Shelton and on that occasion, a big Orich. They spoil each other. And then the ball's at ground level with a lot of numbers around this one. The umpire will have no other option but to ball it up. 27.5 minutes gone. And the Tigers lead it by 16 points. They're 6-5-41. Maffra are 4-1-25. It's on your McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Ball there, Ruckman. Neither of them got it out of that one. Jones is trying to barrel through like like he's in a rugby scrum. He's just trying to take 3 or 4 with him. Umpires come in, we'll have another ball up. So we tick over 28 minutes here in the second quarter. The Tigers leading by 16 points. Jones with the tap out there, ends up in the hands of Butcher. He gets it over the top of his head and out of bounds on the full.
It's called deliberate.
No, boundary umpire called it out of bounds on the full.
On the full, sorry.
Yeah, so we'll be reload for the Tigers straight away. Kick comes back in. McFarlane taking it on his knees. Slipped at the wrong time but was able to put his hands up. He delivers the ball inside to about 15 out to a 2-on-2 contest. Gets over the back. Donald wasn't able to take it. Ball's on the ground there and wrapped up straight away there with some players. Quickly is the last one to get up off the ground. Have a ball up with 15 metres out from the Tigers' goal deep into the second quarter. Jones used his muscle to get that out of the way. Tried to get a kick. He did from mid-air. Handball out there. Kaloran ends it up in the hands of Monk. He's wrapped up straight away there by McAuliffe, and we'll have another ball up. 55 metres around from the Morwell goal.
29 minutes have ticked over into this second quarter. And again, Wack got up high, tapped it towards his goals. McAuliffe on all fours, just shuffles it forward again. McFarlane's trying to run on this one. Adams does well, comes the other direction. Found the boundary line. Maffra hoping for this three-quarter time siren. They don't want the Tigers to get another one.
Half-time.
Half-time siren, that's right.
Don't wish the game away so far, mate.
No, it's been a long day. As boundary umpire will get us underway again. Under the lights here at Maffra. Big tap out by Jones. Bailey, though, was clean. Boyd, that was. Kicks around his body. And it might just skid on through, and they don't want one. The Eagles didn't want one from the stoppage, but I tell you what, right on the halftime siren, and Boyd Bailey has got his first of the afternoon, and the Tigers get the margin out to 22 box.
Aren't they back-breaking goals, those ones there too, for the Eagles? They just thought they might have held them off just enough before half-time, and then Boyd Bailey just brings out. That was the Zambrero goal of the day contender for sure, Scudman.
And a match-high margin of 22 points in Morwell's favour, right in the shadows of the half-time siren. 7-5-47 the Tigers to 4-1-25 Maffra. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Ball back into the middle. Maffra will be trying to get a reply here before half-time. Jones gets the tap out, but Wack was able to good body work and deliver the ball forward. Ends up with Suter in the contest. He was unable to mark it. Pollard went through it, but he went back and got it again. Cooling with the handball back in towards the middle. Bailey got his kick around, got smothered straight away. Wrapped up in the tackle there by Alice Carr, and we'll have a ball up. Still in the centre square, but Morwell side as we're about to tick over 31 minutes here into this second quarter.
So Jones and Musil. Musil front spot. Jones shoves him out the way, taps it down. Butcher attacks it. Back there was Allman. Handballed inboard, had to go and tap it again. Tried to come through there was Cooling, couldn't get it. McFarlane handballed out to Bailey. And now Brandon Bailey will kick around his body. And there's the half-time siren as Tom Gray was about to swoop on it. And the Tigers got the last 2 goals of the quarter, and they got the margin out to a game-high 22 points at half-time. It is Morwell, 7-5-47, leading Maffra on their home deck, 4-1-25. It is Gippsland Live on TRFM. We do it for Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. Thank you very much.
Gary 2214. I've got an update there from Woodside and Sale, and Churchill, Rosedale and Gordondale have the bye this weekend.
Timmy, just the 3 players coming into the bench for the Tigers seem to be 1 short.
Yeah, it looks like Riley Oddie won't be taking any further part in the game today, Scud. We obviously saw that tackle in the first quarter. It went back out, but obviously with the longer break at half times, obviously called it enough for today, and hopefully he's all okay come the end of the game today.
Absolutely. It's going to be a tight second half of football. Lots on the line for these two sides. As we said, Maffra's just had the 1 draw. The Tigers only had the 1 win, so a crucial game for both these sides. The all-important third quarter coming up for McDonald's, and the umpire gets us started. Butcher starts in the ruck. He tapped it down, but McAuliffe was there for the Tigers. Handballed out. Monk just kicked it off the ground. Got to half forward where Kaloran has it. Handball was smothered. Allowed the Tigers to pick it up through Bailey. He kicks to half forward. That was Boyd. Quigley was there. Got to the back area where Shelton overruns it. Head over the footy again. Lost it out the back. Quigley with a forward handball. That was from Gray, actually. Brandler and Gray go out of the 2 talls. They need a few smalls around this contest. Throwing his weight around there was Shelton again, trying to win his own football back, and the umpire said, let's do it, and ball it up top of the 50 for the Tigers. Timmy.
Yes, top of the 50. Thank you,
That's
Boxer.
you, Timmy. Yeah.
I'm glad you turned your microphone on as you were busy eating the piece of fish. Umpire Malone will go again.
Umpire Malone.
Umpire Malone. Brandler got rid of Butcher, but it ends up down in Butcher's hands. He swings around onto his left boot, clearing kick out to a good contest. Both go at it. No one was able to take a clear mark. Handballs come out, ends up on kick off the ground. Ends up there. Walsh wasn't able to collect it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 players over it there, and Malone's trying to let it come out. Bedgegood, experienced Encino man, got the kick 50 metres down the ground. It's a foot race with Geishan and Butcher coming to it from Maffra. Handball from Geishan. Was trying to get back to Butcher, unable to get there, and ball went over the boundary line.
Just an AFL score then, too. Thanks for Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland. What are you looking at me like that for?
I just want to check.
It's okay. The Cats,
surprisingly.
The Cats are 8-8-56. The Crows are 6-4-40 half time.
The Cats have fought back. You're more than happy to give us those scores now, are you, mate?
Still a tight one there with the Tigers. 8-11-59. Eagles 7-6-48.
Oh, Ed Carr won it from the stoppage. Got it inside 50. Linton couldn't complete the mark. Over the back there was Kaloran, couldn't take it with him. Geishan just crawls after it, then gets a handball out to Bedgegood, who snaps around the body till they get the first goal. No, he's just hooked it a little further. And it gets a minor score to kick things off.
4-2-26 Maffra, trailing Morwell by 21 points. The Tigers 7-5-47. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 2-minute mark, third quarter.
Cooling plays on and handball off to Anderson, who got a kick out towards the far side of the ground. Is it Walsh or Gray out there? It is Walsh. Marks comes backwards to Wetherill. He comes squaring across the ground to Hearn. Can find him. They're still in the back pocket. Breaking was McAuliffe. That was ignored. Hearn goes inboard now to Brown. Butcher comes back. Went for the contest. Good work. No free kick. Brown and Butcher have a few little words. And the umpire says we'll ball it up. 60 out.
What he lacks in height, he's got in
he has got him
in grunt. Yeah, I like it.
Little chirp.
He's taller than you.
So from the stoppage again, no ruckman was able to knock it. Ooh. Carr had it. The Tigers supporters right in front of us want ball. There was no prior opportunity.
In the first quarter, the Tigers got stuck playing that chip around the defensive 50. A couple of times they turned the ball over. They've just gone back to that again this quarter.
So Butcher again tapped it down. Kaloran came the other direction. Handballed out the back from Musil to Walsh. High kick. Going back was Whack. Monk was there with a spoil. Whack goes again and goes over for another boundary throw-in. We've gone 3.5 minutes and the margin sits now at 21 points. Butcher
back in to do the ruck work here against Musil. Ball comes back in from the boundary umpire. Butcher with front spot. Musil over the back, though, was able to get his hands out there. Ended up with Brown. The call wasn't able to take it. Max Stobie delivers the ball back inside 50. Butcher going back with the flight of the ball. Great courage. Alex Carr got one high there. Morwell fans again weren't happy with that one. But he'll take his free kick from just outside 50. He'll look to load up. Swings round. Delivers the ball out. Great kick. Out in front. Unable to take the mark there, though. But Bedgegood, 1-2, wasn't able to gather it. On the ball there, though, is Zach Anderson. He's dragged it back in. The umpire said that he'll come in and ball it up. Bedgegood just wasn't able to take that one as he came off the pack.
He's lively, though, isn't he? Every single time it goes near him.
Absolutely he is. Not sure what you're going to get down there. Musil got the tap down there. Whack was on the bottom of the pack. No one's able to get that one. Rugby scrum. What is? Rugby scrum.
It's not that bad.
Out.
That's not nice.
You can't talk about rugby like that.
Oh, it is.
Not that bad.
Go again.
So this time, Musil in the front spot. Tapped it down. And again, the rugby scrum formed. So I think it's a great sport.
Boxer Kieran Jones, where's he located at the moment?
It's a good question. Butcher's taking all the ruck duties. Boxer will get you to work on that. Over the back was Musil. Boyd Bailey kicks around his body. Brandler's the outlet kick. He had 2 bites at it. Well done by big Adam Brandler. Reid attempted to spoil, couldn't do so. And now Brandler kicks towards the wing area. Searching long lead. Tom Gray went with the chest mark. Good decision in tough conditions like this. Gave a handball back to Anderson. Then back towards Walsh. He ducked underneath the tackler and then runs away and gets it to the wing area. And Brandler, geez, work rate is very good. He takes the mark now in front of Reid again at half forward. He can unload with that long left foot. Searching back in a long lead. Cody McDonald, 1, 2, 3 bites, finds it. And he's got pace to burn, as we know. He plays on quickly, runs around, kicks around his body, puts it to the goal, and it's touched. And it's going to go through. No, it's on the last line of defence now. They're going to rush it through, are they? They do. And a minor score. And on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, the new quarter pounder. Classic for a reason. Boxer.
Yeah, Luke Shelton just got hurt in that last contest in his on the half-wall line there for Maffra.
Margins
looks like he's coming off.
22 points.
And just in case we're wondering, Kieran Jones is just coming onto the ground now. Thanks, Boxer.
Just answered your question, mate.
Cooling does a little Daryl Cooling sidestep to get around him, and his short kick ends up in the hands of Tyler Brown. He loads, puts it about 30 metres out from the Morwell goal, off the hands of the pack there. Unable to get anything clear was Morwell, and the umpire will come in and have a ball up about 30 metres out from the Morwell goal. Just ticked over 6 minutes here.
From the stoppage again. Again, lots of numbers around this. The umpire will do it again.
Yeah, Scott Shelton is coming off the ground. He's been, I think it was an ankle that he went down with as well.
And in conditions like this as well, they just sometimes get stuck, don't they, and just continue on their way. Bursting out of the back there was Felsberg. Tried to give a handball to Renoy, couldn't do so, and we'll have a boundary throw in. It's taken a long time. Shelton, of course, was on the far side of the ground near the famous gum tree. Now he's only just getting towards the boundary line now. 22 points is the margin. Dangerous spot. Here's Whack from the stoppage. Left foot, trying to get it back from left to right. Can't do so. Peppering at the goals, the Tigers. It's a minor score. Paul Carter.
7-7-49 the Tigers. They lead by 23 points. Maffra 4-2-26. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 7-minute mark of the third quarter.
Shelton got to the boundary and then just dropped. He's in all sorts of pain with that ankle. Left ankle it is. The kick out from Renoy was able to just hang in the air, and McFarlane was able to spoil it and get it over for a boundary throw-in. Here's Timmy Sexton. You're listening to Gippsland Live. All thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland on your Saturday afternoon.
Boundary throw-in. I've just got to look behind you, mate, so I can see. Neither ruckman was able to get a clear tap away. They're coming through. Cody McDonald got the handball out to Boyd Bailey. His kick was smothered. Went back and got it again. Nothing clear out of it there except for Brandon Bailey gets the kick inside 50. Brandler wasn't able to pick it up. Renoy, though, was clean with his hands. Delivered the ball forward. Brunt out there. Whack couldn't take the mark. Lockie Ormond actually is on the bottom of that one. He's wrapped up straight away, and we'll get a ball up heading in towards the Morwell forward 50. Jones again over the top. Clear touch. Carr's tried to take on 3 tacklers, and that is clear as holding the ball as you're going to get all day.
That's tough, isn't it?
It's when you want to will your players forward, and then you just
right.
get done with that.
Yeah.
So it's just
It is tough.
Brandon Bailey delivers a ball inside. Jones is there. Hearn comes over the top, clearly down. Roaming it off the pack was Berkeley McFarlane, snaps it around the body, and it's through 4-1 behind.
We spoke about that Achilles heel of Maffra, especially the third quarters, and it's just starting to shape that way already. Morwell had all the play at the minute.
7-8-50 the Tigers, leading by 24 points over Maffra, 4-2-26.
Got a touch of heartburn. Just want to
Boxer. Yeah. Timmy, I think the new rule that's coming with that, when you take the tackler on, and then if that's your opportunity, has really hurt the Cowboys. Like, they're so strong around the hips, if they're able to bust through one or two, but now they've got to be really on their game to get through it. The Tigers going to go inside forward 50 again. It's going to get to the back. Running onto this is Cohen Campbell. Gets around one. Left foot shot on goal. Skids narrow. Only just, and another minor score for McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard this afternoon.
Had a total of 5 behinds kicked this quarter. 4 to Morwell, 1 to Maffra. 7-9-51 Morwell, 4-2-26 Maffra.
Renoy received the kick out of fullback. Gave it to Brunt. Brunt's kick down the line. Finds Reed, who dropped the mark, and now he's got a little bit of company. Works hard as Anderson. Squeezed a handball out. Jack Challenge comes the other way. He runs in straight line. So does this guy, Pollard. Handballed forward to the footy. He couldn't find Big Kieran Jones. Comes to ground level. The Tigers have got numbers. They've just been better at ground level this afternoon. It was McDonald, gave it to Brandon Bailey. Gets it to a dangerous spot. Out the back. No one can mark Gray. He picks it up, spins around, shuffles the ball somehow. McFarlane runs onto it. And there's your team, Zambrero goal today, contender. And the Tigers get another one. It's out to a game high, Boxer, 31 points.
That was definitely a bang, 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 bang. And that's the old Mexican rule. Revolvers going off for the Zambrero goal of the afternoon. Just from a Maffra, a medical point of view, at the moment, they've had 2 players just come off while that play was going on. Cloran come off, looked like he'd done a hammy, but looked like in the end was just some cramp. But Pollard's come off now with the right shoulder, and he looks like he's in a bit of trouble as well. So not good signs now for the Eagles.
31-point lead to the Tigers at 10-minute mark of the third quarter. They are 8-9-57, leading Maffra 4-2-26. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
What a calamari ring.
Jones took it out of the tap.
Ooh.
And got his quick kick forward. Monk tried to kick it. He had a fresh airy. Brown was able to get the ball forward for Morwell. Ends up into the pack. A rugby scrum.
Yes, well done, Timmy.
Shoot again, and then we'll have another ball up here. You keep eating, Boxer?
No, I'm just looking at the scores, if that's okay.
Yeah, while you eat.
I can't.
Jones took front position against Wack, was able to get the tap down. Monk got the clearing kick from the pack there, but it's ended up in the hands of Sam Walsh. Walsh directing traffic. He's going to go out to the far wing and end up in the hands there of Brandon Bailey. He delivers the ball forward. One-on-one contest. No one's able to take that there. Renoy wasn't able to collect. No one from Morwell was able to pick the ball up. Quick tap out. Renoy 1-2 gets his right foot kick away, but ends up straight to the hands of McFarlane. He'll look to reload quickly for Morwell. Delivering the ball out to the wing on the lead. Good hands in there by Reed. Got the tap down there. Picked up there though and chipped across.
Oh, nicely done.
All alone in the goal square there is Brandler, and he delivers the ball in there for his third of the day and Morwell's 9th.
Yeah, good signs there from Morwell now. They're really sharing the ball around and putting themselves in really good positions. And Brandler again found himself alone in the goal square. It was that quick kick in there by Brandon Boyd, wasn't it? I think it was.
Brandon Boyd.
Brandon Boyd.
Oh, Brandon Boyd.
That's the Bailey boys joined together, is it? Boyd and Brandon.
Just chuck it in.
Creating new players. Put him on the stat sheet.
I'll just go to you, Paul.
37-point lead to the Tigers at the 12-minute mark of the third quarter. 9-9-63 Morwell, leading Maffra 4-2-26. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
What do you think will come to Maffra today? My mother-in-law put elastic in my pants.
What for?
Just so I could fit all the food in.
Is that the joke of the day?
Yeah, no.
It was better than it. Back to the middle. Jones tapped it down. Cody McDonald sockers it off the ground to the wing area. Out on the far side there is young Stobie. Gives a handball back now to Renoy. Kicks around his body. The target out there was Allman. And the Tigers had 2 defenders to spoil it to get over for a boundary throw-in. We've invited Adrian Bergiel up in the box, and he's taking some notes from Nick Lucchino for special comments in a few weeks. I'm not sure we've done the right thing, to be fair. I think
he's all right.
I think what we just should have said...
he's all right.
Yeah, Bergs, you just do your own thing. We know how good you are.
Don't do what I do.
No, that's fair enough.
We're just showing him not what to do with special comments.
Exactly right. Little soccer off the ground for the Tigers. Gets it back in the middle. Jake Suter works hard at ground level. Kicks around his body to half forward. One-on-one. Quigley was there to knock it down. Brandon McDonald gave a handle off to Cody McDonald. 45 metres, flying shot at goal, gets to the goal line, going up and taking the mark for the Tigers. Is it Tom Gray back there? I think you'll find it is.
Yes.
Directly in front. And the Tigers' ball movement from the stoppages have been pretty handy and pretty slick today. They've been searching for some quick ball movement, and that's exactly what they need. And young Tommy Gray won't miss this. I'm going to mark this down. This is not the commentator's curse. This happens. It's a goal for Tom Gray. And now it's confirmed. Directly in front, puts it through. And the Tigers now all of a sudden to kick 5 goals straight since Maffra's last goal there, which Tom Thatcher in that second quarter. And the Tigers, danger signs now for the Eagles. Boxer.
Oh, I was waiting for Paul to talk then too then. Paul, you can go ahead.
It's a 43-point lead to the Tigers at the 14-minute mark of the third quarter. Morwell 10-9-69, leading Maffra 4-2-26. That's a McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
It is big moments for the Morwell Bowling Club this afternoon. Don't forget their pot and Palmer nights tonight. Only $20 tonight, and danger signs, as I said, Timmy, for the Eagles.
100%. Jones gets a tap down. He's been good all day in the ruck. Just haven't been able to get anything from it. He gets the free kick from Musil using his foot. Gives the handball out to Monk. His quick kick forward is going to end up in the hands of Brandon Bailey. That's the Boyd. That's a Brandon and the Boyd combination. He dances around Pollard, who's back out on the ground after his sting with his shoulder. Ball forward, unable to take the mark there in one-on-one contest. Free kick, but a free kick's been paid to Maffra. Moving the ball forward, and here's Monk onto the onto the near side wing, true centre wing. They need to get the ball moving forward, but they haven't had it past much past the centre line this quarter, Scud. Monk comes down to the wing, and uncontested, he went up. In the end, there was Brandon Bailey. The two Maffra guys were talking to each other, and we've got a boundary throw-in.
And enthusiasm we heard at half-time when the Morwell team ran out. There was a lot of vibe, and there was a good vibe in the group as well. It's really flowed onto this quarter now too, so that confidence building back through the Morwell side.
Jones took it out of the ruck, tried to crash through, was challenged, no opportunity. We'll ball it up. Inside 50s, Paul Carter for Terrelgan Mazda.
It is 9-2 Morwell's way, and Maffra had the first 2 of the quarter.
There you go. Can they get another one here from the stoppage? Not likely, because Musil gave it off to McFarlane and chipped around to McDonald. He's been busy. McDonald had a squaring one inboard, decided to go towards the wing, and Brandon Bailey unfortunately couldn't get there, and Challenge takes the mark and gives it back to Cade Renoy. He wants some runners, and he gives one off to Challenge, who took on the tackler, but he was good enough to get the handball out. Back towards now Ed Carr, barrels it to the top of the 50, and Linton takes the uncontested mark in the end. His kick, though, was touched. And again, a big spoil from Challenge and Bailey. We'll have another boundary thrown right in front of the Morwell coaching staff. They'd be happy with what they see so far, 16 minutes into the third quarter. They're out to a 43-point margin. And they've just dominated around the clearances. Just been cleaner at ground level with that releasing handball from mine. McFarlane on his back, managed to get a kick, went good 20 metres to the wing area. Back there was Shelton. Good to see him back out there. Gets around, though. Bailey, though, this is through Brandon. Gave it to Suter, who kicked it to Boyd. And the Bailey brothers have been good. His kick's a bit of a wobbly one. Butcher's gone to be the loose man back at the moment. Had one little fumble, was good enough to win it again. Give it out to Carr. That's Ed. Chip kick to Cade Renoy on the half-back flank for the Eagles. So they slow things up. Shelton tried to go back out there, and he's just come off now. He's a bit angry with himself and frustrated with the injury, because I don't think it worked for him. As the kick inboard lands in the hands of Carr. That's Alex. Now he gets called to play on. He's at half-back, and he squares it out far side of the ground where Pollard can take the mark for the Eagles.
Pollard's taking the mark as the rain comes down here again at Maffra.
Well, let's hope it continues to push from the grandstand side to the far side of the ground, Timmy.
Absolutely, he's done well to get back out there after he was injured as well. Linton took the intercept mark there, ends up in the hands of the coach there in Bailey. He'll go back towards the famous Gumtree out onto that far side there, and that ends up in the hands of Sam Walsh. Walsh comes back inboard, and good mark there taken by the one to Cooling. Walsh, his kick was smothered as they were going forward, but picked up there by Suter. He delivered the ball back inside 50, but Ben Brunt takes the strong contested mark. He switches the ball straight away to the far side. Not able to get there. 1, 2 Maffra players go down. Kick straight off the ground. Went nowhere in particular. Looking for the ball to come out of there. Someone to pick the ball up. It's 10 metres out from the Morwell goals. Wrapped up straight away there in a strong tackle. And we'll have a ball up about 15 metres out from the Morwell goal.
That's not your afternoon when you've got 3 on 1 and the ball bounces in between the 3 Maffra players and they still couldn't get the ball. You know your afternoon's about shot.
Well, the Tigers have got it inside their forward 50 again. Gray attacked at a pace. As we said, the rain starts to come down, but at the moment it's just drifting across the ground, which is absolutely ideal for us. We don't want to come to the other way. Brandel goes up and tapped it to himself, then kicked it off the ground. Gray got down, nearly got one in the back, tried to come the other direction. There was Felsberg. Head over the football. The desperation at ground level now comes into it for the Tigers. They don't want to let up, of course. This Maffra side is, we keep saying it, their experience, their quality, and they're a great club. You can never give them an inch, even though things aren't going right for them at the moment. You know they're always going to be a tough opposition. The back line's under enormous pressure at the moment. Carr's gone back to help. He sweeps the handball out wide. Missed the target, though. McFarlane got one backwards to where Wack has it. He took on one, and he goes to ground. Felsberg put on the tackle. Comes back into the lap there of Wack. And the umpire will ball it up right in front of the new scoreboard and the old scoreboard sitting there as well. Remember the old change rooms here, Boxer? Did you ever... Oh, no, you didn't play in this high competition, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Well, not by those stats that we had pre-game, but the old change rooms on the far side of the ground. I think I fell through the floor here once. They're still here. Is that them on the far side of the ground now as we speak, or they're in between the grandstand? Where are they?
They're gone. They're gone.
They have gone?
Yes. The Maffra historian has advised us that they're
Actually,
gone.
Berg should be sitting in that chair.
The throne?
Yes.
Yeah. He is a...
Not you.
How good was he? How good was he as a footballer, Tim?
Tim wouldn't even know.
What am I, 12?
You look it.
So there's a lots of numbers around this footy out the far side of the ground. That's why we can have a little bit of a chat. Eventually it sort of pops out. No one's really got a clean kick. Now Maffra get a quick one towards half forward. And going at ground level is Jack Challenge. We're going to ball up. Boxer.
We'll just go around the grounds. Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland, the AFL. That's the Cats 9-10-64. Crows 8-5-53.
Ed Carr from the stoppage. Quick kick. Nice mark. Tell you what, Walsh has been the best on the ground for the Tigers for 2 3/4 quarters. And that is all thanks to Traralgon Mazda. He got a kick out towards Brandon Bailey. Now to Cody McDonald. This guy's not far off either. Young Cody kicks towards half forward. Brandon McDonald slides down. Lost the footy. Got tackled by Butcher. And then Brunt comes in, takes the footy off the ground and finds Thatcher. And I like the way this guy goes about it. He's certainly going to be one of the good players for Maffra in many years to come, Tom Thatcher. He kicks high towards the target of Bedgood and Weatherall. Bedgood, well, in the end, he wanted the boundary line, but he could have probably nearly taken the mark. But they get the reset and they go again. As he does have a bit of a chat to the Morwell coaching staff. Good to see. I like that stuff, Timmy.
Oh, no. That's good. That's what we like. Bit of
got an AFL score for us out of the Richmond game, please, Nick? I wouldn't mind one.
Okay.
No, I know you don't. Just where you were spruiking earlier.
Tigers 10-12-72. The Eagles 7-6-48.
We're back. We're back.
Oh, yeah,
We're back.
You're going to beat the Eagles.
Damien Hardwick keeps his job for another week.
Yep. Just ask him. Come and say that to my face.
Bailey with the Jones got the tap down to Monk. He wasn't able to get a clean hand, but knocked it out to Renoy. He wasn't able to get anything out of it. But Bailey to Bailey. Handball from Brandon to kick for Boyd. Ooh. There's a bit going on off the ball. McFarlane, he's able to get a handball out. Ends up in the hands of McAuliffe. He gives it to Wack. Wack took on the tackler. Great tackle.
Felsberg.
Holding the ball, absolutely. That was going to be reloaded straight in there. So Felsberg looks to get the ball moving. Off the left, he delivers the ball long to half forward there. Thatch worked to the front. Wasn't able to get his hands on it. Able to get there forward there was Challenge. 1-2. Looking for Kaloran to pick the ball up. He couldn't quite get it. Brown.
Oh, well
did the 360. Got a handball to McFarlane. Cooling. He came from outside to inside. and was taken over the line there by Butcher, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Yes, Nick.
If I came home and had a haircut like Blake Coolin, right, my man would have kicked my backside from Geelong to Melbourne, and have you ever allowed that?
Had his niece cut it last night. My niece, cut it last night for him. So I'll let the Bent Velsen family know that Bridie's not going to be a hairdresser.
Definitely not.
Righto. A stoppage on the half-forward flank for the Eagles. Jones has been clearly dominant in the ruck, going against the smaller.
The last thing Blake needed was more attention to his head. Right?
Gee, that's a bit harsh. Have a look who's talking as well.
I'm not saying that I'm not.
Tyler Brown on all fours as Carr works hard as well, Alex. And we'll get another stoppage. 23 and a half minutes, make it 24 minutes gone, third quarter. Rain starting to fall again, as we said, for the last 5 or so minutes. Tigers, though, leader by 43 points. Have kicked the only 3 goals. They've kicked 3 goals to none in this quarter. And they got their 22-point halftime margin out now to a 43.
Scud Sale have hit the front now against Moe, so it's 5-5-35 to Moe 5-3-33.
Wow, expect conditions to be a bit tough down there as well. As Stobie won that from the stoppage, kicked it to the top of his 50. Musil has to do some groundwork. Head over the footy was Thatcher. Tapped it forward. Kaloran was there, got tackled by Cooling. Runs and runs. That's going to might be holding the footy. And the free kick will go to Cooling. On the half-back flank, he wants to play on quickly. He's got one towards the wing area. McAuliffe was the one. Good spoil by Adams. Bailey goes strong with Adams. Adams kept his feet. Tough competitor is Patch Adams.
It's a smart move, though, by Blake, because it's a good vote-getting type of, when you played, you had all that peroxide in your hair, so the umpires knew who you were. You did, didn't you?
I had a couple of Bond tips once upon a time.
So did Bergs. Did you remember that big, long sleeves? He used to strut around out there and do his thing. Blonde locks everywhere.
Musil and Jones go at it again. Musil got the tap down. There he is, Cody McDonald. Like Walsh, he's been all over the place ever since that first quarter. Ends up in the hands of Cohen Campbell. He delivers out the ball out towards Brandler. He's picked it up. He's been good today on the left. Raking kick forward to a one-on-one contest. Worked it hard under there was McDonald. Can he pick it up? No, he can't. He's taken forward. Umpire has now paid the free kick.
I thought Gippsland did well. Right up to the point of driving him into the ground.
Absolutely. He delivers the ball forward, lands at the top of the square. Unable to pick it up there was from either team, but Wack was able to get the tap out, kicks it over the left shoulder, and he'd be rushed through for a behind.
We have to say for our listeners too, with the Morwell jumpers being black and they're getting muddier, and the blackness in the Maffra tops, it's very difficult for you guys to pick up who the players are. So, good job so far.
No, thanks, Nick.
44-point lead to Morwell at the 26-minute mark of the third quarter.
So it's good to give feedback.
Cade Renoy's kick just missed Orman. He might win the free kick though for over the shoulder. No,
should have.
Umpire didn't pay it. Goes again, does Renoy. Wraps up his Tiger opponent right in front of. Well, the corporate box is getting a bit of a workout this afternoon. That is an ideal spot. I tell you what, if any clubs around Gippsland, the Valley, want to check out corporate boxes, this is what you need to have a look at here at Maffra. They've got 2 absolute beauties. And if they're fed like we are, I tell you what, they're in for a good afternoon. No doubt that the drinks will be flowing freely as well. All ground should have some of those. Good work by Felsberg from the stoppage. Gave it to Renoy. Gets it towards half forward. Bedgood was the target. Musil went back and then dropped the mark. It allowed Bedgood to come in and win it. He tried to handball it to himself. Wetherill comes the other direction. Orman then wrapped up in a tackle from Cooling. And again, we'll have a stoppage, half forward flank. There's a couple of players you love watching around the competition, and Daniel Bedgood's one of those for me. You've spoken about him a bit, Boxer, but he just gives you everything he's got. You don't know what you're going to expect, but all you know is that the effort's going to be sensational. And unfortunately, at the moment, he's got a couple of teammates that are, well, not letting him down, but just not quite clean enough to get him some good forward play. The Tigers, through a chain of handballs, have worked this footy up to the wing area. Suter gave it back to McAuliffe. Inboard handballs a bit dangerous towards Bailey. But Tyler Brown just socketed it off the ground, only as far as Geishan, who had it, and then kicked it towards, here's that man we talk of, Bedgood. It bounces, it gathers, he handballs over his shoulder. There's no one there for him, except for Walsh from the Tigers. Gives a handball to Cooling, gives it back to Walsh. The 1-2 run is nice. Lands in the hand of Gray. He drives it now inside forward 50, and McDonald, his opponent Reed, slipped. McDonald took the mark, played on, handballs over the top, and Adam Brandler, he's going to kick 4 goals for the Tigers. And the margin now goes to an even 50, Boxer.
Yeah, just that share inside 50. It was one of those things there where Brandon McDonald, we know he loves a goal and he does have a big passion of kicking them, but just to share it inside 50 just wins you a lot of accolades with your teammates. So right onto the Tigers, right onto the half-back line there to set that all up. But a great finish there by the Tigers.
And as Darryl just said, it's a 50-point margin to Morwell in the shadows of three-quarter time. 28.5-minute mark of the third quarter. The Tigers 11-10-76 are leading Maffra 4-26. And Maffra's 1 point for this quarter was kicked with the first inside 50 of the term.
We certainly saw this against the Sale a couple of weeks ago, Scud, where they had them at half time, obviously all in front, but once the half-back line, the midfield got on top, it was tough for Maffra to be able to get the ball back in their hands. As Jones gets a tap down, Butcher's gone back into the middle. He's trying to ragdoll Coldy McDonald the other way, and they get off me. And we'll have another ball up here as Jones and Musil go it again. Give that one to Musil. Handball out there from McAuliffe. And Gould holding the ball, but there is the three-quarter time siren.
Yeah, all done for the 3 quarters. It was all the Tigers. They kicked 4 goals to none in that quarter, and they get the margin out to 50 points. They've extended their half-time lead. They're in total control, and you'd find this game pretty tough to get back now for the Eagles in extremely tough conditions. The ground's heavy, but we've still got one to go on Saturday afternoon football. It's round 5 of the Alinta Energy Gippsland League, and it is the Tigers leading by 50 points. 11-10-76 leading Maffra 4-2-26. We do it for Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. Welcome back. It is the final quarter about to get underway. We've got some scores for you very shortly. It is a 50-point margin at the moment in favour of the Tigers. They've been dominant. Maffra's last goal came at the 21-minute mark of the second quarter. And the Tigers kicked 4 in that third quarter unanswered. The final quarter is about to get underway for Harvey Norman Computers. And Musil and Jones do the ruck work. And Jones, as he's done most of the day, got the tap down. Ed Carr kicked it off the ground. Nice little neat handball. Felsberg ran off the half-back line. Kicked it inside forward 50. Getting dark here at the Maffra Showgrounds. Anderson's in pursuit of Thatcher. And then Walsh came in to help for the Tigers. Kick out wide. Lands in the hands of Brandon Bailey. And he handballs forward of the football. Running on was Walsh. Quick kick towards Brandon McAuliffe. Gave a run off the Tigers. He faked the handball in the end and tricked everybody. As McAuliffe's kicked down the line. Big fly from Cody McDonald. Got one hand to it on the top of Renoy. And we're going to boundary throw in right in front of the famous gum tree at the Maffra Showgrounds here. It's an absolute beautiful looking tree as well, isn't it, Timmy?
Oh, absolutely. It's a fantastic looking tree, Scud.
It's a ball magnet.
As the ball comes back in, you say Jones gets the tap down there. Handball Whack. Whack gives the handball back to McAuliffe. He delivers a ball inside 50. Strong work there by Brunt. And he takes the mark and relieving kick out to the far side. As you said, Scud, starting to get nice and dark out here at Maffra.
The lights are on, the rain's falling. Tim, for Carpet Country, there's a weather report.
Thanks, Boxer. Jones does well. He had 2 goes at it, wasn't able to then collect it on the third. Able to then bring the ball inside is Brandon Bailey. On the transfer, Brunt going back, wasn't able to take the mark. We've got a boundary throw in.
Oh, it's getting heavy now.
It's the light shower is starting to become a heavy rain.
Jamie, our camera operator, put his hand out the window to see if it was rain. Not sure what you were trying to feel out there, Jamie, but it was certainly rain. We've got a boundary throw in deep inside the Tigers, forward 50. Boxers looking around a bit concerned. Tapped out. Driving rain, head over the football with the Tigers, squeezed a handball off. Gray kick was smothered. And at ground level again, the Maffra Eagles come in and shuffle it over for a boundary throw in.
Mate, he's trying to get me to fix the TV while I'm on there. She sent me a picture of the TV going, how do I get it off that?
Oh,
all sorted out.
Come on, Box, you're a man of many talents.
I told her, leave me alone.
All right. Ball's come back into the field of play. No one can win it cleanly. Head over the football is McAuliffe again. These are his type of conditions. And it's absolutely driving rain. Cars around the Maffra Showgrounds got their lights on. And we wouldn't mind a few more to start joining the party on the far side of the ground. It's a little bit hard to see. Out of this stoppage, Reed gathers it, kicks it nowhere. And again, we'll have another stoppage. Boxy, you got some scores for us around the ground. We won't get to them just in a moment. We're in a dangerous spot here on the ground for the Tigers. We'll get to those in a moment. Brandler just takes it out of the ruck. He's already got 4. Kicks around his body. High. Working to the drop zone nicely. There was Brunt. He gathered it just on 1 or 2 or 3 occasions. Kept it going forward, though. Robbins was there with a head over the footy. Then got jumped on for the Tigers. Brunt just, I don't know if that was a handball. He shuffled it out. Suter gave it to Bailey. Oh, Wack dropped the mark he should have taken. Pops out the back. Sam Robbins is there. Tackled by Wack. They're under pressure, the defence. They want the boundary line. They can't keep it in. Brandel on the left foot. Kicks it to the hot spot. Goes out 25 metres. Brandon Bailey takes the mark. Directly in front. Well, the kick went backwards in the end. He'll have a shot from 30 metres out. Slightish angle, Box.
Yeah, it was a good mark there too. I think it was Adams. Is that Adams that's on the mark there with him as well? So they both...
Stobie.
Is it Stobie, is it? Yep, Stobie. Yeah, so they were both competing in really tough conditions and he just held his ground. It was a good chest mark.
So slight angle. Brandon Bailey comes in with a right foot and squeezes it in. Yes, he does. And the Tigers get the first of the last quarter. If this game wasn't done, it is now. And Brandon Bailey gets his first of the afternoon.
Now, that was a great goal and a great finish then too. And the Tigers have started this last quarter the way they come out in that third quarter as well. And it could be a really long last quarter for the Eagles if they can't just get the scoreboard ticking over.
First score of the final quarter has come at the 4-minute mark, and it takes Morwell out to a 56-point lead over Maffra. Morwell 12-10-82, leading Maffra 4-2-26. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard.
I'll give you a quick AFL ones quickly for Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland. The Tigers up by 41 points. Settle down. And the Cats are up by 22 points against the Crows at the start of the last quarter. Patrick Dangerfield has been subbed out as well.
That's 18 points, mate. But anyway.
18?
Yeah.
18.
Danger signs.
18. I just gave him an extra 4 points.
What's the scoreboard is it on?
But Bergs was all over it that they were only 18 points up. It would be good for the special comments in a couple of weeks. Jones does the job, gets the tap down straight away. Card delivers the ball forward, but taking the mark there at the half-back line was Linton.
I'm going to have a crack at McCullum Murray.
Linton delivers the ball forward. Gray wasn't able to take the mark. Ed Carr roved it off the pack. He goes out wide and ends out the ball out there with Stobie. Looks like Big Jones has gone down in the middle. Stobie looks to bring the ball inside. Not going to quite get inside 50.
Wow, this guy's been good.
There. He has been Walsh. He's been very, very good all day, as you said, for Terrelgan Mazda. Boyd Bailey.
Possession 30 for Walsh.
Bailey, the coach, with a stinger in these conditions was perfect. Ends up in the hands there of Gray. Delivers the ball forward. That young Suter wasn't able to take the mark there on his chest. The ball's gone over the boundary, and we'll have a boundary throw in on the far wing here at the Maffra Showgrounds. We've just under 6 minutes here in the last quarter.
Boxers decided to go for the cheese platter again, which arrived a few hours ago.
That's my drink bottle.
Sorry, mate. Boundary throw in far side of the ground. Jones has recovered, tapped it over the back. McAuliffe tried to kick it and then just got shoved off the footy and goes again. Nearly took out Campbell in the same time. Quick handball to Wack. His kick was partially smothered. Kicked off the ground there. And a free kick will go the way of the Eagles. And it looks to be, is it Renoy or Felsberg? Felsberg. And now he gives it a handball across to Renoy. Gets around the man on the mark, and that was McAuliffe. Kicks out wide to the wing area. And he got dumped after he kicked it. So Stobie will win the free kick. He can't play on from there. And McAuliffe and Felsberg might just have a bit of a how you going, although the coach comes in and says, calm down, Brandon, as Stobie drives it into the shallow pocket towards Thatcher. And going to ground, couldn't quite complete the mark. And that might have been Monk in the end. So we've got a boundary throw in deep inside Maffra's 50. 7 minutes gone. Final quarter, the Tigers lead it by 56 points. Butcher will take the ruck duties, taps it to his left hip. McAuliffe had no one around him and still fell over. Couldn't quite win the footy at ground level. Fighting hard again is McAuliffe. Stobie comes in to put a tackle on. And we'll have another ball up. Just inside the boundary. Still inside Maffra's forward 50 though. But they do trail. It's been a tough afternoon. Wet, tough conditions. Tigers have handled it better. Away from their home deck. Lockie Orman won it from the stoppage. Gave it to Danny Butcher. Little quick kick. Goes in the hands of Johnny Butcher. Takes the uncontested mark. virtually directly in front, only 15 metres out. Just poor checking there, Box.
Yeah, it was a little bit too, and it's just a bit nervous about this kick here by Big Johnny. Wet ball.
Don't worry about it.
It's been a while since they've had a shot in goal inside 50.
So Johnny Butcher on the right foot. Don't be nervous, Boxer, because it goes over the goal umpire's head for the first time since the 21-minute mark of the third quarter. Maffra have a goal, Box.
Yeah, it was a good finish then too. Just a couple of little errors there by the Tigers. Giving away that down the field was probably the main instigator there too, but bad checking inside 50 allowed the Eagles just to get their next goal.
And Maffra's first goal since the second quarter brings the margin back to 50 points in Morwell's favour. The Tigers 12-10-82, leading Maffra 5-2-32. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard 8.5 minutes played in the final term.
Ball back into the middle here with just over 8.5 minutes gone, with Jones going to go against Musil into the ruck contest. Jones gets it down again. He's been great all day. Ed Carr gets the handball out, ends up with Renoy. He delivers the ball forward.
Oh, this guy has it on a string.
Walsh again, going back with the flight of the ball, is able to take a strong mark, delivers the ball outside there from Wetherill to a one-on-one contest with Wack. He tried to get the handball out, went nowhere, wrapped up straight away, and we'll have a ball up on the far side wing. Ticked over 9 minutes here into this last quarter with the Tigers leading the Eagles by 50 points. Jones tapped down again. Ed Carr got the handball out, ends up with Cloran. He delivers the ball forward to a contest, unable to take the mark, but there's that man again, Walsh, just picking the ball up cleanly in these conditions was great. Unable to take it there on the far wing though. There was Tristan Wack, and we'll have another boundary throw in Maffra side of the wing on the far side here at the Maffra Showgrounds.
50 points is the margin. Jones again won the tap, got out the back. Stobie just couldn't quite get a clean one on it. Musil was there to handball forward to Cody McDonald. Kick to the wing. McFarlane presented, couldn't mark. Jake Suter will come in and pick it up, twist and turn, gave it to Campbell. Little hot handball for Gray, just left it behind. Back there was Pollard. Cody McDonald said, I'll take it off the ground and give it up by hand. And lots of numbers around this one. Can we get a clearance out of this sort of tough, congested area, or even a boundary throw in? That's exactly what we're going to get. And we're going to get some around the ground scores for you in a moment. We're going to have some netball scores, and Boxer will keep us up to date with all the scores as they come to hand as this ball comes back into the field of play. Got it at the back to Jones. McFarlane was good. Handball backwards to Anderson. He tried to kick it off the ground and just missed it. Maffra got some numbers in the middle of the ground. Can they work something out? They haven't been cleaner. The Tigers have been just a fraction cleaner around the stoppages for mine. And McFarlane, as I say that, missed the target. Again, he goes again. Working hard. Back there was Hearn and McAuliffe again. Lots of numbers around it. People keeping their feet. Handball from Robbins out the back. That's better. To Carr. That was Ed. Kicks around his body to half forward, and taking the mark back there was Linton. And he takes it centre half back. Tigers spread. He's got a couple of options. Goes to the far side of the ground. McFarlane will be that target. Drops the mark. He had to work hard and tap it through his legs. It was 2-on-1. And the one did really well in the end for the Eagles. And we'll have a stoppage on the far side of the ground. 11 minutes gone. And it is the Tigers by 50 points.
Ball up again between the two ruckmen, Jones and Musil. Jones got the tap out towards the far side. He got the hit forward, ends up in a contest there, and we'll have another ball up. True centre wing on the far side here at the Maffra Showgrounds. 50 points the margin. Just a tick under 12 minutes here into the last quarter. Musil got the tap down. Still unable to get a clear passage away from this contest. Ends up with Alex Carr delivering the ball forward. Bounces inside 50. Unable to pick it up. Butcher kicks it off the ground. Was able to go one forward. Nothing happening. Morwell picked the ball up there. Handball. Thatcher took it off there. Tried to snap it around his body. Nothing happening. Ball goes in. Ball's sitting at the top of the square. Kicks it off the top there. And looks like it is. There it is. The man Bedgegood to work out who that was. But Bedgegood snapped it over his shoulder and kicked the goal there for the Eagles.
First time they've got 2 goals in a row for the Eagles side. Boxer.
Yeah, the afternoon's getting a little bit worse for him as well now. They've just lost Felsberg with an injury as well. Looks like it's his left wrist. He's come off holding that. Was in pretty
Which is sort of a bit
sore,
limp, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we'll just hopefully everything's okay there for him.
Margin back to 44 points in Morwell's favour at the almost 13-minute mark of the final quarter. And Morwell at 12:10.82, leading Maffra 6:2.38 on the Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard.
It gets to about this time, doesn't it? 12 and a half minutes last quarter. It's been driving rain all day. It's freezing cold. The margin's 44 points. You sort of say, yeah, can we just call it now?
That'll do us.
So quick kick off the ground with the stoppage from Alex Carr. He's going to have 2 or 3 soccer goes. Thatcher's there. Handball went towards Gippsland. Quick kick. Top of the square it goes. Keeping the feet back there was Cooling. Tried to get a handball out. Does so out the back to Wetherill. Chain of hands lands in the hands now of Walsh. Quick kick. Out towards McFarlane. Stops and props, turns and then kicks it out. He's got a number on the far side of the ground. It's Campbell. He can gather it and kick towards the wing. Tommy Gray presents. Couldn't complete the mark. Gets to ground level now. And the Eagles have got some numbers out there. Although the Tigers swoop. Picks it up. Inboard was Cohen Campbell. Gave it to Bailey. He kicks around his body. Half forward flank now the ball goes. McDonald's high. Couldn't get it. Pollard was back there for the Eagles. Ball now in dispute. Jake Suter quickly gathered it. Get it inside forward 50. Eagles go to ground. Try to get a handball over the top. Lands in the hands of McDonald. Does the team play. Goes in towards Quigley. It just got to sit for him. It doesn't. He's under pressure. Kick off the ground from Gippsland's going to ricochet back to Quigley. He gets it. And in a strong tackle, the umpire says my ball. As the Tigers are about to get another one. And we've got a stoppage. 14 minutes gone now. Final quarter. This time, up they go.
Oh, Scarlett looks like Cody McDonald's either broken his arm or he's done a shoulder injury as well. He's coming off. He doesn't look in good condition either.
So meanwhile, someone snapped the goal. I totally missed that one, Timmy, from the Tigers. I have no idea who kicked that one. As soon as you said Cody McDonald's dislocated shoulder, broken arm, I looked in that direction. The Tigers kicked the goal. Did anyone see who kicked it for the Tigers? No one did.
They believe it's Quigley.
All right.
Quigley's kicked the goal and he's bringing himself off. So we'll just say we'll go with that.
Right, we'll give it to Aidan Quigley.
And that's back to a 50-point margin in Morwell's favour. Halfway through the last quarter at the 15-minute mark. 13:10.88 the Tigers to Maffra 6:2.38. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard.
And I can let you know, definitely a dislocated shoulder for Cody McDonald. I can see it out.
He certainly is, Scud.
They hurt.
Making his way, not even going. He's just going straight into the room.
Yep. He's had a good game too, Cody. He's certainly played a great game for the Tigers. Let's hope it's nothing too major.
Musil got the tap down there from that one as Alex Carr is on the bottom of that pack, and we'll have another ball up here in the centre square to keep us going. 15 and a half minutes gone into the last quarter.
20 disposals for Cody McDonald.
Jones front position, got the tap down right at his feet. No one was able to do anything. Carr's wrapped up, and we'll have another ball up in the same spot again, which we've had plenty of today. How's Jones been with the hit-outs, Paul?
It's another 10. That's exactly 50.
50 today. Add another one to him. He's on fire as Brandon Bailey picks it up. He's slung without the ball. So play on. Kick forward there into the forward 50. Thatcher wasn't able to get picked it up, though, and comes back towards Gippsland. Gippsland stuck the left mid out, then swings it across onto his right, delivers the ball forward, and a great march taken by Butcher. He's told play on. Gets the handball across to Bedgewood. Bedgewood over his right shoulder on the left foot, and that is a Zambrero goal of the day contender.
Bang, 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 bang. The revolver's now finally emptied because that was an absolute ripper. I don't know what happened there with John Butcher's chest mark either, but it was definitely touched.
Yep.
But the Enigma, or the Encino man, as we like to call him up here, just 1 footstep snap goal gets their third, I think, there for the quarter.
Yeah, Maffra's third for the quarter and Bedgewood's third for the game. At the 16-minute mark of the final term, Maffra now go to 7-2-44. 44 points adrift of Morwell. In fact, they're half the score, 13-10-88.
Got a couple of scores out of A-grade netball for us around the grounds. Harvey Norman Furniture, around the courts even. Lee and Gather, the number 1 seed in the A-grade netball, have defeated Bairnsdale 55-30. In a close one, Druid have defeated Wonthaggi 46-42. We'll get back to a couple of those in a moment as Jones again taps it down. Johnny Butcher does some work in the middle of the ground now. Kicks it a half forward to Danny Butcher. Mark wasn't paid. He got called to play on, and he kicks it to the fat side of the ground. Monk's out there for the Eagles. Closing quickly now is Wetherill. Handball back from Monk inboard towards Gippsland. At his toes. Gets it back towards the Monk direction. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Far side of the ground. 17.5 minutes gone. Another score for you in the A-grade netball. Moe big winners. They're the third-ranked side at the moment. They're 63 defeated Sale 41. We'll get you a score from this game very shortly. And I just heard in the distance,
Morwell 57 to Maffra 24.
24. So the Tigers get it towards the wing area. Gray squeezed it out towards Quigley. They go backwards to Gray. Campbell's there as well. Adams did well. Now he goes down to ground level. Tigers have got some numbers around this one. Kick around the body there to half forward, and McDonald comes out on a strong searching lead and takes the mark. He can chip it over the top to McFarlane. He's got company now from Pollard. And in front of the Gumtree, believe it or not, the ball magnet again.
Good to see some of those players from Maffra that have come off injured throughout the second half are back on the ground, apart from, obviously, Felsberg, who's still off the ground at the moment.
And, of course, the Tigers 2 down now with Oddie and McDonald out of the game. Front spot there, I'll give it to Musil on that occasion, just. Little kick off the ground from Kaloran. Gets to the wing. Thatcher overran it. Bedgood shuffled a handball back to Kaloran and barrels it only as far as Ryan Hearn for the Tigers. Now, Walsh has worked his way around the back. He can go out wide to Wetherill, and he does just that by foot. And Taylor Wetherill takes the mark. Chips over the top towards Whack. Marks on his chest on the wing. Tigers just holding on to the football. They lead a commanding 44 points, looking for their second win of the season. Kicks it towards half forward. Big fly from Jones. Couldn't complete the mark. And the ball drops at their toes. And the umpire says, well, let's ball it up. Hopefully enjoying your Saturday afternoon in a nice, warm, comfy position, unlike the 36-odd players out here at the moment in freezing conditions. Gets out towards Stobie from the stoppage. Carr was there, twist one way, then went back the other way, lost the footy. McCall of handballs inboard to Jake Suter. He gets to 50, kicks under pressure, goes to the back there. Ethan Orich couldn't quite complete the mark, then gathered it, slipped over. Now he's just the foot, has to work hard at ground level again. They drag it in. The umpire said, no, let's ball it up. Point of the square for the Tigers. Box.
Yeah, Scud, the Moe have taken the lead now, back off Sale, 6-5-41 to 5-6-36. It's a 5-point lead if you didn't know that one there, Timmy.
Thanks, Boxer. Reid gets the tap down 1-2. I know they're coming through Maul, and we'll have a, they get it over the boundary line instead of getting through the points, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
And I tell you what, Boxer, for Carpet Country, they love your work. You help dreams become a reality since 1981.
Thanks, buddy.
Ticked over into time on here. We're just going over 20 minutes here into the last quarter.
I still haven't met anyone that tells me that Boxer makes their dreams, because it's Carpet Country making dreams a reality.
Reid got the tap over the back, able to pick up the ball there, but we've got it out to the outside their defensive 50. Maffra handball comes out there. Stobie gets it on the boot, delivers the ball forward to that man Bedgood, running back with the flight of the ball, takes a strong mark. He quick play on the left boot, going towards forward. Geeshan's his target, unable to get there as Musil comes in and cuts the ball off. Got a handball out, didn't quite get as far as what he wanted. Geeshan did well, slid straight in there. Felsberg got the ball forward, slipped over at the...
There he is.
On time there.
Best on ground.
Was Jones, and there goes Sam Walsh. Delivers the ball and outside defensive 50.
Yeah, McAuliffe's on the end of that one. Wheels and goes towards Brandon Bailey. At his toes, but he's clean enough to pick it up. And then get around the tackler in Reid. Kicks around his body towards half forward. McFarlane's there. Just bobbled off his knee, but able to socket it off the ground. Benny Brunt slipped over as he went to mark it, and then gathered it. Got it back out towards Reid. Just lost it in the handle. Cade Renoy's on the wing. Did a don't argue, then a twist, then a turn. Handballed inboard to Reid. He'll get it back. Then tries to do another don't argue. Did well. Although this occasion, Tommy Gray said no. And it's Quigley, who will win the free kick for throwing the footy.
Yeah, Scudley and Gatha just going their way again for win number 33. 21-15, 141 to Bairnsdale 2-4-16. That might have been a three-quarter time score as well.
So Aiden Quigley chips it over the top now to Brandon Bailey. And he'll slow things up. And the driving rain continues. 70 metres out from goal. The Tigers lead it by 44 points. Kicks to the pocket. No one can mark. Boyd Bailey was there at ground level. Handball over the top to Whack. Can we get a Zambrero goal at A contender from here? Head over the football and we'll have a stoppage. we're not going to get it just now. Don't forget, big moments brought to you by Morwell Bowling Club this afternoon. Head in for a pot and palmer. They're only $20 and it's from 5:30 tonight. About an hour's time you can catch all the AFL on live in the club lounge as well.
Pollard got the clearing kick, but it's going to be reloaded again as Cohen Campbell took the mark. Delivers the ball to the top of the square. 5-6 go up at the ground there. Ball took a fresh air. He wasn't able to get anything out of it. Pollard again there is on the ground.
Pick it up.
Pick it up there was Robbins.
He had a couple of goes at it, didn't he?
He had 2-3 goes. They just tried to get it. He's walked back over the boundary line and we'll have another boundary throw in here. Deep inside Morwell's 50, as they have been since pretty much quarter time, in control of this game. Two rucks go at it. Whack. Give that one to coming down there. Quick kick off the ground. McFarlane, he tried to quick off the ground. Whack. Pick the ball up. Delivers the ball to the hot spot.
Downfield.
Kids, free kick out of that contest downfield.
Brandon McDonald will take the free kick.
He will. Free kick was against Whack.
All good forwards do, Boxer.
Was that because Whack got whacked?
Yeah.
Whack digged down. He got whacked.
Hey, leave the jokes for over here.
And Brandon McDonald, he'll look to go and kick his third of the afternoon.
Feedback wasn't great on the Boxer's joke of the day this week.
It was pretty good. He comes in, delivers, goal umpire moves a little bit, and he's hit the post. The first one for the day.
And that is now a 45-point lead to Morwell, who are 13-11-89 to 7-2-44 on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. 24 minutes played, final term.
Adams goes straight up the middle of the ground. Jones was the target. Geeshan in the front and square spot. Just got it on the boot. Felsberg quickly got ball to boot and got it to the wing area though. Zach Anderson's there. 3 Maffra defenders close. Cooling dropped the mark. Pollard came in, won it, kicked it towards Monk. Monk slips over and didn't quite complete the mark, or he did, the umpire said, or high. Take your pick maybe. As Monk on the wing. Chips it over the top. Finds Carr. That's Alex. Quickly plays on. Drives it to Zenar forward. His leading target slipped over. Wetherill comes the other direction. Wax back there to help. Sockers it off the ground. Cohen Campbell's on the far side. Can't quite pick it up cleanly. Butcher handballs backwards to a teammate. Jones was there. Tapped it inboard now. Quick kick on that occasion by Robbins. There's no one there. And it's going to skid over. Or is it out of bounds on the full? It's going to skid over for a boundary throw-in. The Tigers have asked for deliberate. And they're not going to get it. It's going to be a boundary throw-in. And the boundary umpire is 80, 90 metres away. It's going to take a little bit of time to get there. And no, there's still, the Tigers asked for deliberate. And still the umpire says no, it's a boundary throw-in.
Well, it's safe to say, Scud, you can rest easy, mate. The Tigers 15-14, 104 to 8-10, 58. So you didn't get the winning margin in regards to the average score the Eagles have been beaten by this year, but it's good effort anyway.
Thanks. Johnny Butcher from the stoppage. Handballs over the top. Quick kick was smothered there. Ricochets back out towards the top of the 50. Tigers have got a head over the footy. McAuliffe, good handball. Gives it across to Whack. His delivery out to the wing area. Gray runs onto this one. Quickly got his boot onto it. Goes forward again. McDonald. Gray just fists it forward again for the Tigers. Brunt shuffles it to Jones. Jones sold a little bit of candy out there and then decided to kick it out of bounds on the full. 26 minutes gone. It's a 45-point margin. The Tigers lead it. This game's all done. We're going to get, of course, the post-game. We'll get one of the Tigers up for our best on-ground performer. I've got a feeling I know who that is for Tarogan Mazda. Of course, our Zambrero goal of the day as well, Timmy. We've got a couple of contenders. Bedgoods was good.
Absolutely.
Boyd Bailey was another one. I didn't mind Adam Brownlers as well.
Early on, absolutely. When they that quarter where we only have the 2 goals in that first quarter.
Yep. A Quigley kick. Found a teammate out there in Cohen Campbell. And on the wing, puts it down to the top of the 50. Jones goes back with the flight and takes the mark for the Eagles.
He's been by far the best Eagle on the ground today.
I'd agree. As he puts it back towards that same direction it just come from. Campbell flew, couldn't quite complete the mark. Musil came the other direction, handballed straight to the opposition. Adams handballed over his shoulder to Pollard, who steps around one tackler and then got a kick to Bedgood. Bedgood turns around. He's got a player there in Stobie. I do like the way that this young Max Stobie goes. And obviously a 17-year-old in the Power program. Come through the under-16s. He's got another year to go. And like we saw last year with a few of the boys getting drafted, Bergiel and Noble, and also Schuback is the other one I'm thinking of. They might have another couple in a couple of years to come as well. Adrian Bergiel, got any young boys coming through the system? As he looks at us, shakes his head. No? Bit young, are they? No, still shaking the head.
All girls, he means.
Oh, right, okay. They're all going to be AFLW players. Ball goes in, scoots out the back there, over the shoulder there of Walsh. Can the Eagles get one more? Handball out towards Lockie Allman. Twisting and turning, ran down tackle from Weatherall holding the footy. 28 minutes gone. Surely this siren's not too far away, Timmy, because this game's done. 45 points.
It's well and truly done. 45 points. As the Tigers will reload and kick the ball out towards centre wing. There's that man Jones again from Maffra. He makes the contest, unable to hold the mark down there though. Morwell will kick it out in towards the middle there and ends up in the hands of Gray. He's waiting for his go. He needs a couple of teammates to run forward. No one's there. And it ends up going in straight to the hands of Sam Robbins, who's going to look to reload out to the far wing. And out there into the hands of Pollard. Players are done. They're all standing still. He's got nothing. He's got nothing to kick to. Pollard. There's that man Jones again, though. Tried to pick it up off the ground. He did well. He got a handball out. Didn't quite get to anyone there, though. We've got 1, 2, 3 on the ball. The umpires are still letting it go to try and come out. And now they'll come in and wrap it up. And we'll have another ball up here. True centre wing on the far side. Ticked over 29 minutes here into this last quarter, which we've had 5 goals kicked.
Got a final score for you out of the Lee and Gather game as well. Thanks very much to Mel Mackey. And also Harvey Norman Furniture, of course.
McFarlane got the kick forward, and one umpire called play on, and the other umpire called it was a mark. So, and now they're both going to cross their arms and ball it up.
So Lee and Gather 19 goals 8 have defeated Bairnsdale 2 goals 5. I'm going to get some goal scorers for you in a moment, Boxer.
It's a bit slow giving us that information, Mel.
Butcher and Musil, no one was able to take the contest out there.
There it is.
And there's the final siren.
All done. The Tigers win it by 45 points in the end. And good second half from the Tigers. Although Maffra did win the last quarter, it was the third quarter which set them up, where they kicked 4 goals to nothing in that third quarter. And they got the half-time margin out from 22 points out to 50, and it finished at 45 points. The Tigers 13-11-89 have defeated Maffra 7-2-44. We're going to go to a quick break and then wrap things up here from the Maffra Showgrounds this afternoon. You've been listening to Gippsland Live right across Gippsland and the Valley. We've been doing it for Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. Thank you.